Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurts on AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. Now, here are your hosts, Peter and CJ.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday to you. Yes, it is Friday. I know we've decided that days are somewhat arbitrary at this point in time, but this is a Friday. And it's a funky Friday, and it's a fun Friday, and it's, there's a lot of things that it is. And we're going to find out what those are coming up in the next 3 hours. But in the meantime, I just want to say hello to everybody. Just right out of the gate. Give you a little wink and a nod. I am Peter Edmiston alongside CJ Hurt.
Everybody.
You okay over there, CJ? I don't see you, but
yeah, my mic wasn't on.
Well, but about your video though, I don't normally.
Yeah, my video's not on.
I know that's a problem.
7 o'clock snuck up on you, boy. I've just been kind of kicking it.
Next thing you know, it's just.
And next thing I know, it's 7. Like, well, I got nothing for you.
The clock is the clock just kind of happens right there.
Yeah. Looked up. It was 5:30 and blinked, and now it's 7. Like, oh, okay. That happened.
So there you go. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see you.
Hey, glad to see you too.
Yeah, I know. So it was a little scary there for a second. I thought something
I know. I know. Again, I apologize. Like I said,
you don't have to apologize.
It just sneaks up on me, man. I might need to change my routine a little bit.
You might need to wear a watch or some kind of clock situation maybe. Or
get the big clock, the Flavor Flav.
The big clock, Flavor
yes.
Flav. Certainly, that was one of the reasons why he did that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that was just a regular timepiece. That was not any kind of a
Yeah.
That wasn't just an ornamental thing. It was a timepiece.
They were tired of Flav being late for the bus.
What time is it, Flav? Let me take a look. Oh, you're right. I'm late. I can't avoid. And his eyesight is very bad. That's the other reason. So extremely bad. So he had to make it really, really large for him to make sure. But this is, they're sick of it. They're sick of him. Man, look, we got these things, public enemies. We're supposed to be here. Come on, man. What are you doing? So, anyway, that's one of the reasons why Chuck D would be a good president.
He'd be on time.
Problem solver. That's a creative problem solver. We got lots to get to today, as you would expect, on a Friday. Did you do your thing, by the way? I don't think you. It was a little. Give everybody on the video your catchphrase.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, you have to do it completely accurately. Today we're going to get into a lot of stuff. Kind of a sobering day in some respects, as we start to kind of grasp with what the college football season may end up looking like if we have a season. It's going to look a little bit different, guaranteed. We kind of knew that, but now you're starting to see the details of that emerge. Big decisions from the Ivy League have now led to another big decision from the Big Ten, which I don't know that they're necessarily done. And then other conferences seem to be moving in other directions as well. We'll talk about all of that and what that means for the potential season ahead, such as it is. We'll also talk about the latest from the NBA's bubble, where everyone now has arrived. All 22 teams are down there. Rajon Rondo doesn't like it.
At
all.
I can't wait till we talk about this.
Yeah.
Oh boy, you seen the chicken? You seen Montrez's chicken with the green stuff on top?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to get into this conversation.
Yeah.
Did you see
DeMarre Carroll though? DeMarre Carroll was like, "This is good eating where I'm from." I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I don't know where I come from. This is good eating. He said, "I don't know what y'all's deal is."
You think that Tyus's pet roach?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Tyus Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I'm pretty sure it was Tyus Jones. Zach, check on that for me. Find Tyus Jones' pet roach.
Oh, boy. Boy. So we're going to talk about all that coming up here. We're going to talk to our buddy Adam Kramer, who was away last week, but he will join us to get into the college football situation. He'll join us at 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock, Kari Thompson's going to join us. Big doings with Kari as well. We'll talk about the latest from the prep scene, what's happening around here. Another big week in recruiting for the University of Memphis on the football scene, just continuing to really hammer it in the recruiting game. Ryan Silverfield has done an excellent job right out of the gate. We'll talk about that. And obviously we'll take a look at what's happening here locally with regard to the COVID situation. All that if we have time, we're going to spin the wheel of conversation. We'll spin it for real this time, not just my mandate of conversation. The conversational mandate, I like to call it. I'm not going to do that. But we will spin it. We can spin it for real. Again, if we have time, it's going to be we're jam packed today, so I can't make any promises on that one. You want to get in touch with us? You can. There's a number of ways to do it. You can text us at 67129. I would love to hear from you on the text 67129. If you have not joined the text team, do that first. You have to, in fact, do that first. But it's really simple. You can simply text 56JOIN to 67129. Do it one time. And you're good. Once you do it, then you are in the text team, and you can save us as a contact and simply text 67129 from that point on. You can also dial up 360-8255. That is 901-360-8255 into the Family Leisure Studios. Your call will travel, and it will be picked up by none other than the producer extraordinaire, local royalty, local celebrity. This is when you hit your music, Zach. There we go. I need to cue him apparently, but he's too busy. He's too busy looking at all his accolades and counting all his money. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Baron of Not Sharing. He is Deacon Stacks. He is the Reverend himself, the Reverend of the Mighty Dollar, the Duke of the Cucumber, the King of somebody else's bling, the Prince of Whitehaven, America's soy toy,
Deacon and Not Freaking,
the not all that much Heron, doesn't really feel like Sharon, master of his domain.
Don't have a whole lot of hair. And if you want him to call you more than once or twice every 2 to 3 weeks, he really does not care.
Vegetarian options galore. It's unlikely in the next 2 to 3 weeks he's going to score.
Got a bald spot at the top of his head. If you're waiting on him to call you back, you'll sooner be dead.
Bald spot is showing. Those veggies, they are growing.
Okay.
Information, he sometimes is knowing. He's been reaping what y'all been sowing.
Nice. Vegetables are what the boy be craving. If you want him to get some dessert, he'll take them oatmeal raisins.
I was hoping you were going to say his favorite Simone is Raven. That's okay. As always, you can get your
get them in.
Your stanzas in, your bars. 67129. Feel free to go as advanced as you like. But I will tell you, he is the man himself. Zach Boyd. Good morning, Zach.
Good morning, guys.
How's Rack City?
It's ho-hum at this point. It CJ's giving me this look like
Zach's got his hat to the back, and so you got that part in the back of your head, in the back of your head.
On the stream, you can see it. Yeah,
that kind of like lets in some of the light on what's going on with your hair situation. And with the hat to the back, I see where it's at. I see where the hair is, what it's looking like up under there at the top. Turn it the right way, Zach. Take it off and turn it the right way.
What's your Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. He just bullied him into turning that hat around.
I wanted him to take it off, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you should take that thing off.
You won't take it off. You got to let your scalp breathe, Zach. Let it breathe.
Yeah, I let it breathe when I get home.
That's not enough brayer.
That's not enough brayer.
That's not enough brayer.
Everybody knows
I combine breathing and air. That's not enough brayer. Let's make that a word.
Maybe prayer is what you need.
Maybe.
At this point, I think that's the only thing that's going to save it. You can put whatever air you want on there. I don't think that's going to help.
Zach, I got clippers, man. I got you.
I'm good, CJ.
Okay. I'm just saying. I'm just going to offer every single day. Every single time I see you, I'm going to make the offer, let you know that you don't have to live your life like this.
Have you thought about just an idea here. I'm just going to point this out. Have you thought about taking some of that beard, the hair from your beard, and sort of transplanting it up here? Like kind of a relocation situation where you sort of relocate this here and you kind of put
a skin graft type of thing.
Well, a hair graft. I mean,
hair graft, okay.
Not a skin graft. I'm not asking him to.
Well, you got to move the. Isn't that how it works? You move
the follicles. You got to move the follicles. But
is
I'm not
it the
saying
follicles or the skin that gets moved?
Nah,
I don't know how this works. I want that pharmacy.
It's a hair transplant. It's not a. We're not grafting skin. We're not burning off skin or anything like that. I'm just saying you got a nice lush beard going. Mm-hmm. So take some of that beard hair and just kind of move it up to the top. LeBron tried that a little bit. Get some plugs going.
I gave it a thought, but it sounds like too much work.
It didn't work for LeBron, and he got banked. Mm-hmm. No, don't.
Yeah, it's unlikely that it's going to work.
Don't try.
It's unlikely, but I would like to see it. If for no other reason, I'd like to see a big patch go on here and then like just kind of move it up there and just see what it looks like. Show the people. The people demand. They say, "Give us that scalp. Let's see what's going on up there."
Zach's got a bit of the Tiger Woods thing going on, from what I can tell.
Mm-hmm. I did yesterday. I should have sent you the picture. I put my hair in a samurai style top bun here.
Okay.
Like up there, like that, and then walked around the house for a while. I was kind of interesting.
We gotta get you a headband, man.
Well, I wish there's got to be one around this house somewhere. I can't find it though. I don't know where it is, but there's got to be one.
Okay.
But yeah, it was the hair was just particularly fluffy, so I was just like, let me see what happens here. And I couldn't control the sides, unfortunately, so that there was just the top was like here in a nice little sort of. It looked good. It looked like a good top knot bun thing.
Okay.
But then the sides just fluffed out.
out.
I can't get them under control. They're too much.
Take a hot iron to it. You got to lay it down.
That just seems. I don't know. Without me knowing how to do that, it seems like I'm
watch a YouTube
I'm gonna
video.
Be in some trouble. I don't know. That iron is big. I mean, my head's big, but that iron is also big. And I don't
Not
know.
an iron, a flat iron.
I don't have a flat iron. I mean, my wife probably does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Okay.
I'm not going to start grabbing various hair implements. No, it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. This is not going to work. But no, the hair's feeling luxurious today. I put a little argan oil in it.
Okay.
I feel like it's
all right.
Taking some of that got a little character to it today.
Yes.
We're feeling good. All right. So as we mentioned, today's I don't know, CJ. It's it just kind of is what it is. Like I at this point, I'm sort of accustomed to the way this whole thing is going down, the news and the season, where we are with the COVID stuff. So I'm not like I'm not sure that I'm surprised by anything, but it's just kind of a bummer. I mean, the whole thing just sort of a bummer. Yesterday we talked about the Ivy League deciding to forego all fall sports, move everything to at least January 1st, 2021, and then reassess from there. Well, now you're seeing some of the fallout from that. And like I said, not surprising, but it's still unfortunate. The Big Ten has said that they're going to have a conference-only schedule this year, if they even play. Again, there's no guarantee that they're actually going to play. But if they're going to play, they're going to have a conference-only schedule. And some folks have said, why would that be? Why would you? What I saw a couple of reporters saying that what's the point of that, and what's the idea behind conference games? Does the virus only spread in the conference or out of conference, or all that stuff? But I mean, the reasoning it makes sense. If they can play this fall, and that's part of their statement as well, is if they're going to play this fall, then having only conference games allows you to control the environment a lot better. You can have conference related initiatives, conference related protocols that are specific to your conference, because as we saw from that beautiful statement from the NCAA last night.
Well, what a strong statement. That's leadership right there.
I mean, you're
that's
talking
what
about
we've
leadership.
been asking for.
That's why I posted that GIF of Eric Andre saying, why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Mm-hmm.
The NCAA statement says, as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to impact college sports nationally, the NCAA supports its members as they make important decisions based on their specific circumstances and in the interest of college athletes' health and well-being. I mean, what a statement.
Strong.
Talk about just getting behind everybody and really letting people know exactly what's going on, and really putting athletes first and all that. Boy, they're the best. So with a statement like that, you can understand why the Big Ten is like, well, I don't know what the hell that means, but it's basically they're saying, I saw someone describe it as the NCAA poking their head in there and saying, man, this Corona stuff looks wild. Hope y'all good luck with that, and then just poking and then leaving and walking right back, right. I'm not going to defend the NCAA by any stretch of the imagination. I am going to say, though, we talked about reaping and sowing. You are sowing now within college football what you have reaped with the abdication of responsibility from the NCAA and the idea that the Power 5 conferences have become a de facto leadership within the sport now. There really isn't a commissioner. There really isn't a leader of the sport. Mark Emmert and the NCAA really don't have any power or control over what happens in football. And this is the result. It's the Wild Wild West. When something like this happens and you need a leader and you need somebody to come in, and there's no leader, there's no leadership, there's no because that role has been abdicated. So this is a little reaping what they sow. But the Big Ten, in the absence of any leadership at all, they are saying we got to be the captains of our own ship here. And if we limit these games to, we're not flying, we're going to drive, we're going to have protocols in place that we can enforce as a conference. And that means that none of y'all can come in here because this is what we do. And so that is has obviously domino effects for a lot of teams, including the University of Memphis, who was scheduled to play Purdue September the 12th. That game has been canceled and I'm sure Purdue will try to enforce the force majeure clause and avoid paying what would be a $750,000 penalty for not playing the game. I don't know, legally how that's going to go, but it is what it is at this point, and I'm sure they can recoup some of that money. Historically, teams have been able to recoup some of that money, but that means now that's a big budget hit for the University of Memphis. There's other schools that have that similar arrangements with Big Ten schools and other games that are going to go on. Cincinnati, Ohio State. There's all kinds of different possibilities that are out there, and we won't see those games. So it is a bummer.
Yeah, not just the Big Ten making their announcement yesterday. Also of local interest around here, Lane, Lemoyne on their conference. Lane is in for football, basketball, all sports. Lemoyne is in the SEAC for just basketball and, well, really everything other than football. The SEAC, the CIAA, they both announced that they were going to not have sports in the fall. I mean, it's real. It's hitting everybody. and it's going to drastically change how college sports operates for the next maybe decade, because that's a lot of money that you have to try and make up. That's a lot of money you're trying to make up for these non-revenue producing sports. People are going to begin making cutbacks to the athletic departments, to those sports, to those Olympic sports, and it's sad, it's unfortunate. You hate to see it happen, but that's just the fact of the matter. It is real, man. People aren't going to games. You can't have people in games. You're trying to salvage from a conference standpoint, from a program standpoint. You're trying to salvage as much of that TV money as you can, and it's still not going to be enough. My thing with the Big Ten is why not do more? So why not say, you know what, we are not going to do out of conference games. With the exception of the MAC conference. So we're going to try and find a way to implement them so that they can get some of their TV money, their TV dollars as well. Also, Rutgers goes to Nebraska this year. That's really, really far. It would be nice if you had more schools you could pull from to do more of a regional sort of schedule without having to ask Rutgers to travel all the way to Nebraska, or ask, I think Maryland goes to Minnesota. I'm not really sure, but I've asked Maryland to go all the way out to one of those Big Ten West schools. It would be nice if you could say Maryland goes to play Kent State in Ohio or something like that. So that is one of the things I would ask the Big Ten. Why wouldn't you just do a regional schedule with the MAC combined for just this season? We would all understand there are extenuating circumstances.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, the issue is going to be. I read a couple different pieces on this. I mean, from the CIAA, the SEAC, the smaller conferences, their perspective from a money deal is totally different than the major conference money perspective. And I'm sure that teams like the University of Memphis and group of 5 teams that are somewhere in between have their own individual situations that's on a case by case basis. I would say this though, it's gonna be hard to stand up in court if these Big Ten schools are trying to cancel outright all these various guarantee games. It's going to be very difficult to do that just outright without facing lawsuits. There's a history of this. I think the most recent one was when Arkansas State was going to play Miami. Miami was going to go to Jonesboro, and that game was canceled because of the hurricane. Now that game was going to be in Jonesboro, but the hurricane was not in Jonesboro, obviously. But Miami invoked a concern about being able to travel back after the game. But even in doing that, because of the nature of the situation, they had to buy, I think the guarantee was $650,000, $700,000, something like that. And they ended up paying $400,000. They ended up paying a big chunk of it. And I think Memphis will get some money in this, the whole thing, to be honest with you. Because, unless the game is literally unplayable, it doesn't, the clause is not invoked if the game is unprofitable, which it would be. The whole point of a guarantee money game is for you to pay an opponent, and then you make that money up when you sell tickets and all that stuff. And in normal circumstances, that's how it would work. You pay opponent X money, they come in, you make X plus whatever money, and that whatever money is your profit, and you're good to go. But in that arrangement, obviously the fans not being allowed to be in the building and all that stuff changes the economics of the situation. But that doesn't the invocation of the clause of a force majeure clause is not meant to apply to unprofitable situations. It's meant to apply to literally unplayable situations where, the stadium is destroyed in an earthquake, or, if there is a pandemic, for example, that makes the entire sport unplayable. So if you're playing conference games, if you're playing games in that same stadium, just in the conference, but not out of conference, I think that what's that? The Zach's favorite quote? better bring me my money. I think that's what a lot of these schools are going to do. You better bring me my money, one form or another. And I think if they have a conference only Big Ten schedule, I think you can expect to see a lot of court cases from a lot of these schools. Memphis may well be amongst that group.
It would be nice if college football had some sort of leadership that says, hey, you know what, Vanderbilt, there's no reason for you to play Colorado State. It just doesn't make sense this season, for you to have to travel, have Colorado State travel to play you, right? We've got an opponent for you. You'll play Memphis because it doesn't make sense for Memphis to travel up to Purdue. We're going to try and keep this thing as regional as humanly possible this season and figure it out from there. And so that takes care of some of those bye games. Like Vanderbilt needed a bye game. Vanderbilt got Colorado State. Your bye game now is Memphis. And let's figure out the money. We can make that work just for this season and then give it back to you. That would be nice. That would be one way that a leadership person in the NCAA could work with everybody to make it to where you're not taking as big a financial hit as you would be when left up to your own devices.
Mm-hmm. It's so that's one of the things. There will be other domino effects. We'll talk about those when we return. Also, more looks inside the bubble. CJ's our bubble.
I like that bubble
here.
Boy. I hate it actually, but it's funny.
We'll get to all of that when we continue here. Just getting started on a funky Friday. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
There's a new commissary in town. In Collierville, Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Get it on. Get it on. But with the get down. Shake it around.
All right, so we know we got no Ivy League football. Ivy League fans out there upset about it. Big Ten football, if it exists, is only going to be in a conference form. And apparently, CJ, other conferences are not real pleased with the Big Ten getting out in front of this thing. They expected a little more cooperation. I know Bowling Green's AD had a thinly veiled shot at the Big Ten about how we all decided we were going to try to do this together in the sport, and we need communication and that kind of stuff. Yeah, my man, that's not.
How? Who is we?
That's not.
Who's the leader in this we? Where's the we from? We who?
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know. I don't know that we. Again, there's no leader, so I don't know why you expect leadership when there's no leader.
Why you expect somebody to look out for anybody other than themselves when there's no real plan, no leadership, no guidance from anybody about this? It's every man for himself.
There was a report from Stadium and Brett McMurphy that the ACC would do similar, would go to conference-only possibility, and that, though, has been sort of pushed back by some folks have said, that have talked to conference people, said, well, that might be a little premature. We're not ready to say that yet. We're not in any hurry to do that. But towards the end of the month is when all of this is got to come down, when you've got to make some kind of a determination on it, because you got to, you got to have a plan. I mean, we're trying to figure out how to get kids in schools when the situation is still very fraught, and it's unclear how that's going to work and how that's going to happen. And we were talking about at every level, elementary, high school, and so on, in colleges too. This is part of that story, but there's a lot to deal with, and they're going to have to make some kind of a hard decision on it sooner rather than later.
On what? Football or school?
Everything. I mean, everything. I mean, you got
the decision.
people.
Decision's been made. We're going to go until something catastrophic happens and we have to shut down. That's the decision. Like that. There's been nothing that has happened since the pandemic has popped off that makes me believe that it is anything other than that. We've got to go because we stand to lose something. We don't want to lose anything. Lives, we're cool with that. But we've just got to go. A Missouri, I don't know if you saw this, a Missouri sleepaway camp had to shut down. People were sending their kids to a sleepaway camp. 80 kids and staff members all tested positive for the coronavirus at a sleepaway camp during the pandemic. And we're being told that children don't spread it. How do we know children don't spread it? When have children, school was canceled. School got canceled in March. They weren't around one another. They haven't been around one another. They spread the influenza like it's the plague. Like they spread the hell out of that. What makes you think they're not going to spread this? Have you done any sort of significant study on this, on the spread of this in children? No. You know why? Because it's 6 months old and children hadn't been around one another. But sure, let's throw the kids back in school. Let the chips fall where they may. Okay, cool. Kids are fine. Kids are resilient. They'll bounce back. They'll be fine. Great. But kids aren't teaching kids. It's grown-ups. It's older people teaching them. So what happens when they get it? You don't fund schools enough as is. The HVAC system in these schools suck. Supplies in these schools suck. You got to beg parents to bring you hand sanitizer. You got to beg them to bring tissue in, or you got to spend hundreds of dollars yourself on these types of things. I don't know about you guys. I can't to this day keep up with a pen or a pencil. So some teachers buy pens and pencils for students to use. They put them back. So what are we going to do with that? How are we going to keep that safe? Students don't have supplies. Teachers provide supplies. Schools provide supplies. They share amongst themselves. They share amongst their classmates. They chew on them. They cough with their mouths open. They sneeze. Why? Because they're children. That's what children do.
Kids are gross.
They're not
Kids
gonna,
are nasty.
They're not wearing masks. Don't got to wear a mask if you're in school.
They're not going to. I mean, I'm saying you can't.
And you can't make them because they're kids.
Especially elementary school kids and young kids, kindergartners, all that stuff. It's not my kids. They can wear masks for a little bit, but they're even when they're doing a good job with it, they're still pulling it down and doing all this stuff and messing with it. And there's no point in wearing the mask if you got your hands and stuff, and then you put your hand on your face. It just doesn't. It's not.
But
you're missing the whole point.
We got to go. We got to keep this thing rolling. We got to go. So we're going to go. Be damned. Health be damned. Safety be damned. Logic be damned. Data be damned. We're going.
But see, let me give you and this just since you're talking about this whole thing, and I agree with you. We have to figure this thing out. We have to have more information. There's, we have a little bit of information if you want to go down to Australia where schools are, there's still a school situation happening. It is winter, season down there. And they've had a couple outbreaks in Melbourne related to schools that they think there are the issues. 100 and some odd from one school in Victoria province, another 20 or so from a different school. So we're learning a little bit about the possibility of transmission there. Again, we just don't, as you point out, we don't have a whole lot of data on this, so it's a hard one to know about. And let me be clear also. It is better for kids to learn in person. Mm-hmm. There is a significant detrimental impact if it's only an online situation and kids need to be around kids. There is a mental health component of this that is important as well, and I don't want to downplay that. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times we emphasize physical health, and we should obviously, but we overlook mental health on this. And mental health is real. Like they really do need to be around other kids. It is being isolated in your home and having virtual meetings and all that stuff. Particularly, it's easier for grown-ups because we have friend groups that are established. For the most part, mm-hmm. You've known people. You're older. You have. Those connections, you've had those personal experiences, you've had those fun times together, growing up and all that stuff. Kids don't have that, so it is harder for them. I'm not downplaying that. It is a hard line to walk, but you have to. We have to do it with more information. We have to do it consistently. This is it's kind of a related note, CJ, but it's annoying me because the way that this restaurant. Enforcement is happening in this area with the Shelby County Health Department. It makes no sense. It's so arbitrary, and they're limited service restaurants, which is to say, if food is not 50% plus one of your overall bill, you're supposed to be unable to serve, shut down. Other than for takeout or whatever. Unless you're on Beale Street, in which case it's cool because it's a historical district. And so it's not part of the enforcement process. Huh? Duena? So you're going to let those restaurants and bars do somewhat normal stuff, but the other ones around it, you could have restaurants 2 or 3 blocks down, but they're not part of the historical district, so they can't be part of the mix. So how's that going to help? The whole point of this is to stop spread across the board. The whole point of this is to be consistent across the board. Not, hey, let's do this, but we also got to carve out a little bit because these people are part of our donor base, and we can't get them mad. And then it doesn't. You got restaurants that have been calling all week, trying to figure out what are they supposed to do, and they're not getting any good answers, and so it becomes arbitrary for these small businesses out there. You either got to shut them all down or don't shut them. You got to figure something out, and it's just not. It doesn't inspire a lot of confidence in the schools and anything else if you're trying to have these little carve outs where certain businesses are okay and certain things are exempt. No, that's not fair. And the rationale doesn't make any sense at all. And then this idea of contact tracing, we talked about how difficult that's going to be. Now they're saying restaurants, if you go into a restaurant, restaurants are supposed to get your name and number so that you can be contact traced if in the case of some kind of an outbreak. Makes sense, right? Well, some people are refusing to do it. Okay, I get it. You don't want to put your information down there. If you refuse to do it, CJ, are you then not served?
No.
Nope. So what's the point of that?
We can't get people to wear masks.
What are we? This is. I mean,
what would make you think they give you their?
I don't know, and I mean, I get it. Like, I don't even know what that information. Who's going to do what with that information? Mm-hmm. You say you're going to do that, but is that true? I mean, I just the lack of consistency and transparency in this process is absurd. And there are a lot of small business owners out there who are understandably, throwing up their hands, but maybe they agree with it. Maybe they'd be happy with it as long as it affects everyone. But if you allow certain businesses to operate in that same sphere while others can't, you're effectively picking and choosing who's going to survive and who isn't. Mm-hmm. That's not fair. So it doesn't inspire a great deal of confidence in me to figure out how you're going to do the school thing. It sounds like there's going to be some nonsense carve out for this thing, but not that. And if you do, the pandemic doesn't care. COVID doesn't care about the whether it's in a historical district or not. You think it doesn't spread in a historical district? That doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about?
I mean, Texas is not playing high school football this year.
Yeah.
Let Texas, that all they import is high school football.
That's all they do.
That's it. Like, no, we can't. Look around.
They got 15,000 seat high school stadiums.
Think about that. No, we're not going to do high school football this year. It is because there is a lack of true leadership, not just in sports, but in government as well. You get these weird, absurd type scenarios where you say you want to play a regional schedule, so you're only playing conference games, but hell, your conference members, and this is in the Big Ten, which is a really regional conference, with the exception of Maryland and Rutgers, you're still making them travel to Nebraska and Minnesota and Wisconsin. Like, that doesn't make sense. Because there's no leadership, those games, if there was leadership, those games could be filled by a MAC school. If there was leadership, those games could be filled by an ACC school. Instead, you've got a situation where ACC, Florida State's got to go play Boston College, when Florida State could very easily play Florida International and Boston College could play Maryland. Wow, there it is. Those schools are closer to one another than the other two. Like that, if there was leadership in the NFL, you wouldn't say things like, no, yes, we want you guys to tackle, we want you guys to block, we want you guys to grab, pull, tug, and hold on one another. We don't want you guys changing jerseys after the game. So let me get this straight. I can grab this man's jersey during the game, but after the game, if he wants to give it to me, we can't do that because we're trying to mitigate the spread of coronavirus. What needs to be done, nobody wants to be the bad guy. Nobody wants to be the person to take fun away from people. But what needs to happen is that fun needs to be taken away. If it's open, people are going to go. And it's going to make controlling the spread of the coronavirus hard. Mm-hmm. If you forcing people out there, or if folks want to get out there and compete, they're going to do so. But you got to take that decision out of their hands. Because all football coaches want to do is coach football. All Jim Harbaugh wants to do is coach football. All Mike Gundy wants to do is coach football. You as the leader, though, needs to take that decision away from them. All restaurants want to do is be open, survive, and make money. That is it. What you need to do if you're a leader is step in and say, I got you. You can't do it like this. We're working on coming up with some type of financial plan for you guys to keep you open because you are a vital component of this community. If there is some type of leadership around. And we're not seeing any of that across multiple platforms, just multiple parts of our society, multiple institutions of our society. We're not seeing that as it pertains to COVID-19.
Yeah, and it's really, really hurting us across the board. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk to our buddy Adam Kramer coming up at 8 o'clock as we continue here on Sports 56 Mornings. Peter and CJ with you. Real Sports Start, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
R&R on Sports, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m., Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1. Don't miss us.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle.
If you missed a turn, there's always another turn. Always. Take it to get back to the turn you missed.
Use your turn signal.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Do you have any idea why I never speak the way I am right now? It's because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you do not need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get a customer's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or buy their products? By overcharging you in the first place, that's how. Five-Ash Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service possible and do it at a fair price, why would I need gimmicks to sell it? Best products, best warranties, and best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Eat well and stay healthy with Sweetgrass Next Door's to-go and delivery service. From shrimp and grits to pork chops to chocolate chip cookies and more, feed your need. Located in the heart of Cooper Young Midtown, Sweetgrass Next Door makes for an easy to-go, pickup, and delivers to all of Midtown, most of downtown, and even East Memphis locations. For more information, visit online sweetgrassmemphis.com or call 901-278-0278 to place your order today.
Hi, I'm Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Five-Ash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
You wouldn't make love to me. You went fast asleep. You wouldn't even talk to me.
67129 if you want to jump in on our discussion. Sources saying also the Pac-12 season is up in the air. This is from Tracy Pearson of Bruin Report. Few sources close to the conference and some Pac-12 football programs cite the Ivy League as a harbinger for the rest of college football. They're going to meet by the end of next week to discuss all of this. Also, Pat Forty of SI reporting that the SEC athletic directors are going to meet in person this coming Monday, which is, unusual. They all got to go to Birmingham. They're not doing a Zoom meeting, CJ.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing an in-person meeting. That's how serious this thing is. It has been planned for a while. It's not like they just decided to snap their fingers and call everyone to the league offices, but they are trying to assess what they're going to do. And the SEC has said that before they're not going to be forced into some kind of a decision based on what other conferences are doing. But it would stand to reason. I mean, the SEC, you look at the teams around the SEC, and pretty much every state is in the midst of the worst part of the pandemic, from Texas to Florida. Arizona is the only one that's spared from the SEC's point of view.
Who?
Tennessee, Arizona is not
Okay.
in the SEC.
Gotcha.
They're not at this point. CJ,
At this point, they're not. We hadn't got to that part of realignment yet.
We have not gotten to the part of
Just
realignment.
you wait.
But
They're going to get out there and get that West Coast money.
I'm not going to rule it out. And it might be there. But I mean, Tennessee's not doing great. Mississippi's not doing great. Alabama's not doing great. Georgia's not doing great. Florida's not doing great. South Carolina's not doing great. So think Kentucky's doing okay-ish, maybe. Missouri's not doing particularly great. So, that doesn't bode well for the SEC. Arkansas, did I mention Arkansas? They're not doing great either. And Texas, oh boy. So, Louisiana, did I mention Louisiana? Also not great. Point being, it would be hard to envision the SEC trying to go through business as usual when the Big Ten, who is in much better virus-related areas, the virus in those areas around the Big Ten at this point in time is in a much better position, at least comparatively speaking. So hard to justify that, but we'll see. College football does a lot of things that are hard to justify sometimes.
It would be nice I keep harping on this because it leadership matters. It is important. You can avoid a lot of this ache, turmoil, uneasiness, uncertainty, and cancellation of seasons just by having the right person in charge. There's no reason for Maryland. I'm using Big 10, Big 12 here. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for Maryland to go to Minnesota when West Virginia sits right there. There's no reason for West Virginia to travel way to Lubbock, Texas, when Maryland sits right there. You've got to, if you're hell-bent on having this college football season, you got to really take stock, sit back, and think about what that should look like. It probably should look like you playing dudes in your region, like real region, not the Florida going to Missouri, Missouri going to Florida. No. Florida playing Florida International, Florida Atlantic, UCF, that type of situation where the NCAA has dropped the ball and where the Power Five, because you're right, the Power Five run this thing. And so they're the de facto leaders. Where they have dropped the ball, to me, is the refusal to partner with the Group of Five conferences and even some of the FCS schools in your region to try and give everybody a regional game where nobody has to drive more than 8 hours for a game. Nobody's going to stay in the hotels. You're going to go, you're going to play, you're going to get on the bus, you're going to come back. So that means, unfortunately, you don't get Wisconsin, Penn State. You won't get a Florida and a Missouri or a Texas A&M and a Georgia, but you will get quality football games. There's got to be somebody out there with that sort of vision who can articulate that point to make sure that, if you're going to have a college football season, you have it as safely as possible, and having it as safely as possible means playing teams in your region.
I mean, again, even with region, let's remember what you just said. Texas is not playing high school football.
Right.
I mean, Texas is not playing. That's like
15,000 seats in Texas.
Pirtle's not serving chicken.
I mean,
what's the point?
That's like Coke with no cola.
What are we doing? Chick-fil-A with no chicken? What's happening?
Man.
Like you just put
filet.
two buns and pickle? It doesn't work.
That's a shoe company. That's Fila.
And how are they doing? So
they're
that
good, ain't they? Fila making a comeback, ain't it?
I don't know.
Did Joel Embiid sign with Fila? Who signed with Fila?
That sounds right. I don't know. Speaking of Joel, we'll check in on the bubble and see how things are going. But up next, we're going to talk to Adam Kramer about all of this and see if he can make some sense of it. It's a challenge for him, but hopefully he's going to be able to. We'll see when we continue here. Hour number 2 on the way. Family Leisure Studios, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
O'Reilly. Get your car ready for summer at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Oil? Check. Battery? Check. Wipers? Check. And don't forget your cooling system. Right now, get Peak Long Life Universal Pre-Mixed Antifreeze and Coolant for $12.99 a gallon at O'Reilly Auto Parts. And earn double O Rewards points with your purchase. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
As you get back to business, small things can make a big difference. Like marking safe distances with floor tape and posting reminders to wash hands. As always, Grainger is here to help, offering supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, 24/7 support, safety recovery guides, and more. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Have you dreamed of owning a car that starts every time when you turn the key? A used car that looks good and doesn't break down when you go somewhere? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now. Do you want a car that doesn't come with a set of jumper cables in the front seat? Do you want a car that gets good gas mileage and really is reliable transportation? Call 901-380-5800. Victory Auto Sales now, or check out the website at victoryauto.org. Call or visit Victory Auto Sales at 4885 Elmore, just off Covington Pike now, for a car you can afford and financing that doesn't take your whole paycheck. When you call Victory Auto Sales at 380-5800, you can throw away the jumper cables. When you buy a car from Victory Auto Sales, the tow truck driver will no longer be your best friend. Call Victory Auto Sales now, 901-380-5800, for a car that really is reliable transportation. Call 901-380-5800 now. That's Victory Auto Sales. VictoryAuto.org.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Periscope. Don't miss out on anything. Stay in touch with Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 on social media. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and C.J. Hurt. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
When you're out there walking the street, you may compete. But the dog, bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, bow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
Yeah. Funky Friday. Hour number 2 is here in the Family Leisure Studios. Hope you're watching us on the stream, Periscope, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. We got you on the app. We got you all over the place. You're good to go. We got you hooked up. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7. I'm Peter. He's CJ. It's going to be hot and humid today. Relative humidity is 199% right now out there. There's literally twice as much water as there is air right now.
Okay.
So.
That's not bad.
So you know. No, it's not bad at all. You're good to go. If you like sweating, I hope you like sweating. Because, buddy, I got something for you. If you like sweating, have I got a climate for you? You're going to love it outside. If you like changing your shirt a lot, man, this is your time to shine, baby.
Get your sweat towels ready.
if you like going through several pairs of boxers because they're just disgusting, then yes, let's go. Let's get it. Leaving stains when you sit in your car because your butt is just completely soaked. Yeah.
You got leather seats? Because it doesn't stain cotton seats.
I ain't got to comment on my seats. I got nice seats.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
My car's still rolling along just fine. Thank you very much.
You got gator seats?
I told you I'm not commenting on my seats.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to figure out what type of seats you got.
I got air conditioning, though, for now.
Unnecessary. Low blow. No need for that drive-by on your boy.
Well, you got to take care of your air conditioning. Jeez Louise. It's driving me crazy. Joining us now, making his triumphant return after a week away, trying to get him his mind right and have some, how dare he have vacation time in the middle of all of this and try to have some fun, is our friend Adam Kramer. Of course, he is the lead college football writer, Bleacher Report, at Kegs and Eggs on Twitter. Kramer, how you holding up, big guy?
I'm sad.
Yeah, man.
Great to join you guys, by the way. But I guess reality probably should have set in a little while ago, and maybe over time it sort of has naturally all been setting in. But you start pulling games, start pulling conference like league for the fall, and you start pulling athletic programs. Like the sad part is, not that. I guess the real sad part, the part that I think I've already come to terms with, is like this season is obviously going to be very different. The part that I'm sort of in the process of potentially accepting is we really are heading toward a place where I'd say having any season at all feels 50-50 at best, right? And I you guys know I'm not a pessimist. I'm not. There's like a media conglomerate that has made a good, lucrative living. I feel like these last 3 months, every single day, it's like, are we going to have a season or not? But I do have to say the writing is on the wall, and we're at a point now where we really have to start to question if this thing is actually going to happen in a 10-game form, in a 12-game form, in any game form. So not great, by the way, not great.
I'm sorry, Adam. I don't mean to laugh, but I think that's
no. You can laugh.
Where
you gotta laugh. You're going to cry. It's one of those.
That's where we all are, though. The Big Ten announcing yesterday that they were only going to play conference games. There's some thoughts that the schools, Bowling Green and schools in the MAC and Memphis and others who had scheduled games with the Big Ten, those bye games might still want that money. And Big Ten schools might try to institute that force majeure. Texted in and asked if instigating those court cases to get that money basically means that the complete cancellation of those types of games, bye games, in the future.
Yeah, I mean, strangely, sort of where you go the first, you feel for those, because Ohio State is going to get really clobbered revenue-wise, but it's going to find a way to survive because got the coffers stuffed full of money, and eventually, when you can cram fans back into the horseshoe, the money's going to come pouring in. It's different for the MAC, Sun Belt, and the schools that rely on this revenue. I think the one thing I'm really curious by is, what is the approach? I don't know what these contracts look like. I'm not exactly sure what sort of cryptic legal lingo there is in terms of doing this money either way. There's a pandemic acknowledged in this contract, right? Like, I have no idea. Are they going to set up future dates and give them a small portion to make and then guarantee X amount of games in the future? But these games, these games are interesting because they are beneficial for all parties, right? They're beneficial, obviously, for the small school, because they make between right now $800,000, I guess like up to $2 million. Some insane payouts. But they're also beneficial for Ohio State, who, by the way, pays out that money, but also gets like another home game where the money pours in, and oh, by the way, another win, which could lead to a bowl season. All that stuff. It's a massive investment for an Ohio State, but the payoff is also significant. So I don't necessarily think these games will just go away. I still think they have significance. Look, they're a good business deal for Ohio State. Let's just state it plainly. And whatever the heck the new normal looks like, that's not going to change most likely.
Well, I mean, in the short term, it's not going to work. We were talking about in the first hour. And, I think they'll have some trouble, enforcing the clauses because it's, just because a game is unprofitable doesn't mean it's technically unplayable. You're going to have a difficult time, dealing with that. The people talk about go back to the 2017 Arkansas State Miami game that was canceled because Miami was concerned about traveling back after a hurricane. The game was in Jonesboro. A hurricane was not going to hit Jonesboro, Arkansas, but the hurricane was going to hit South Florida, and Miami was concerned they couldn't get back, so they canceled the game. And Arkansas State took them to court and ended up getting basically 2/3 of the money that was going to be given to them. So I'm thinking that for a team like Memphis, for example, dealing with not playing Purdue this year, other teams out there that have some kind of a financial guarantee, while you can invoke a clause about the pandemic, if you continue to play your conference games, but not these other games, it's going to be hard to convince a court that those games were truly unplayable, merely unprofitable. I think that ADs are going to have some issues there.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think they're going to get off scot-free, and I'm not sure the Ohio State's Purdue's of the world will even care. I think this is a salvage tactic, right? Like that's what you're doing. If you're talking about losing, $2.5 to $3 million in payouts, this is kind of the gross reality. That's sort of a drop in the bucket for Ohio State. Like when you think of all the money at stake, you can just sacrifice that so you can play 10 games and keep the television contracts moving and everything else. That's what they're after. The tone is so different. You can hear it in Gene Smith. You can hear it in the various conference commissioners. The exception of essentially the SEC decided to play it close to the vest, which doesn't surprise me. But that's the part that you can really understand is they are trying to. I think they've come to terms with the fact that this is going to be a massive financial hit. This is kind of a meteorite moment for college football. It really is. College athletics in general. When you look at Stanford, which is kind of the beacon of all these sports, dropping 11 schools, which is insane. This is far-reaching impact. So again, I don't want to do the whole doomsday prophecy, but when you look at all the different revenue streams, all the things that impact it is, you can see how and why the tones are the way they are because it's a really, really big deal.
Adam, I hate to keep asking about doomsday scenarios, but
let's go in.
What's up?
Lean all the way in, baby. Let's go.
What's up with bowl season? Could we see bowl games get impacted? And by impacted, I mean could we lose a significant chunk of bowl games because they're not going to be able to put on a bowl this season?
It's interesting. Yes, the short answer is yes, and I think I think there's a couple of things. I thought about this yesterday. Right when you start taking games, I go through like the full docket of fear. Of like, okay, I'm losing games early on. We've essentially decided we're moving back. I think the things that come to mind for bowl season, let's start with just the state of human beings in this country. The part that's really hard to figure out is, a couple weeks ago, there was incredible optimism about the season, and then things went sideways, and it really did change in about 15 to 20 days, I would say. Well, what we've been talking about forever, and not in college football sense, like this so quote-unquote second wave, right? And it really doesn't even feel like we're out of the first wave, but that when the weather gets colder, things will somehow get worse. And that, we talked about maybe speeding up the season, starting it earlier and ending it earlier for that reason. That's obviously a big deal for both. Is, if there is a football season, what does life look like at that point? Is there a vaccine, right? Like you start to forecast. The vibe I get is like schools can't a week out in front of them. So I think it'll be really hard to forecast that. So the one benefit of bowl season, I will say, is it's a much more controlled situation. You've got essentially a month to plan a game, to plan travel. You'll have protocols implemented. You'll have things, hopefully, to a degree figured out. I'm saying all of this. You're going to play it in 4 months. It's going to sound ridiculous in some capacity for whatever reason. But it is more definitive, right? I think the big thing right now is the unknown. And part of me who appreciates that part of the season, certainly the playoff too, is, hey, we know we're playing here. We know it's this date. We can get our, testing, all those things in order. It's not week to week, because I think that's going to be a real problem. And I think that's something the Big Ten is probably going to want to do, space things out a little bit, depending on how things go. So there are some potential, positives, I guess. I can't even use that word. I have no idea. But I think there are some things to say, if there is to be a season, there could be something on the back end of it. But again, it's so early, and the real scary thing is, how the heck do we get there? Because right now, there's just not a clear pathway to do it.
How inspired were you, Adam, by the NCAA statement yesterday about the pandemic? Did you want to run through a brick wall when this is, as the COVID-19 pandemic continues to impact college sports nationally, the NCAA supports its members as they make important decisions based on their specific circumstances and in the best interest of college athletes' health and well-being. Winston Churchill-esque comments from the NCAA, Adam. I know we're all inspired.
I forget who said it on Twitter, but somebody said, the NCAA sends thoughts and prayers. That's what again, I gotta laugh. Otherwise,
boy, this Corona thing looks bad, guys. I hope y'all can handle it. Okay, see y'all. See you later.
I mean, what a useless organization. What an absolutely useless, pathetic excuse for a governing body. The reason that this is going to fail, and the reason, by the way, that or it is failing. I can't say it's going to fail because we don't know. I don't want to go full boat. But the reason we're in this position is because there's a lack of national protocol. And I understand resources are different for all schools, and you've got to be a little bit more flexible than you would be with, say, NBA or the MLB, obviously. But the NCAA is quite literally choosing to go the non-liable route and to sidestep and let these conferences, who are completely ill-equipped to handle this, and that is not a knock, by the way. As we're seeing, no one is equipped to handle something like this. But you've got ADs that are they master in buyouts. That's what they master in, and now they're expected to somehow make decisions of this magnitude. For the NCAA, quite literally, decides that, hey, I wouldn't have said this. If you're not going to help, the press release isn't, we're not going to help, right? That's ridiculous. To me, we're seeing how useless they are. I think when you come out from this, and I've probably talked about the demise of the NCAA a few dozen times on the show over the years, I would say. But when you come out of this, okay, and whatever it looks like, good, bad, terrible, sport program list, and the NCAA tries to assert itself in any capacity, I'm gone. I'm the Big Ten. Get out of here. What value does the NCAA at this point do for you?
I mean, none.
They've told you are by yourself. What true value do they have?
I mean, in football, and they don't sanction the champion. They don't. There's no. I don't know. I don't. What is it that you do here? What is it that you do around here? There's absolutely nothing. And even within the basketball scheme, everything else. And meanwhile, you've got Stanford, canceling 11 of their 36 programs, including programs where you've got nationally ranked competitors. Again, if the NCAA had any kind of power or any kind of foresight or any kind of ability to lead, there are just canaries all over this coal mine that are falling dead, and they're doing nothing. I mean, it's not just supposed to be about football. Look at the rest of sports. You've seen so many Olympic sports get canceled. I mean, it's supposed to be about extracurricular activities for students in all of this. It's not just supposed to strictly be about the financially profitable enterprises. This is supposed to be a nonprofit organization that's there for the good of the athletes, and you've got sports keeling over left and right, and these guys, again, are just whistling while Rome burns. It's crazy.
The part that really pains me, look, selfishly, we all do, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Our angst with this is totally self-serving, at least at the start. We've done things a certain way. We love this sport. We want it delivered to us like it's always been because it brings us comfort and joy. And for some of us, it's our livelihood. Get it. going to have to start writing about esports. But the part that I think really sort of stinks, that Stanford thing really stinks. And, again, that is not just and obviously we've seen more of these. That is going to happen a lot. You're going to see dozens upon dozens of programs cut. You're going to see kids' athletic careers just end in an instant. They are not going to cut football unless they have to. You see some of these D2, D3 situations where it's just total fallout. But you're not going to cut those schools because they make money. But you're going to see countless kids just kind of lose their passion like overnight, and that sucks. That stinks. When I think about this stuff, I do think, again, there's a lot of jobs at stake, there's a lot of livelihoods at stake, but the kids, especially in programs that are just sort of steamrolled by this, we're all sort of going to get steamrolled. I keep going back to that because I think at the end of all this, and I think that end, by the way, is years and years, when they're just counting the pennies saying, where did they all go? That's going to be a really tough thing to do. If kids can't play games this year, if you're in the Big Ten yesterday and you're looking like, it's your senior year, and right away at best you're playing a mutated, watered-down, forced version of the sport you love, that stinks. So there's a lot of things here beyond just the general disappointment we all share that so many things to think about. It's hard to process, Phelps. I really do worry about a lot of those other programs and how many people and how many coaches and the dominoes of that are just going to be so significant.
We've been looking forward a lot in this conversation, Adam. I want to take a step back and look back to the season that was. You had a chance to watch in person a lot of the really good quarterbacks, the Joe Burrows, the Tua Tagovailoas, Herbert, Jalen Hurts. What did you think? Is Jalen Hurts really 3 points worse than Jordan Love in Madden rankings? Like, is that fair? Should that be the case? Is Jalen Hurts that damn fast also? He's 86. His speed is an 80-freaking-6. Is he that fast? He didn't look that fast to me. He looked like an 80 at best.
Well, it depends what game you watch, right? You watched his last playoff game, which it did. That wasn't great, right? And it is interesting to see them rank it. I mean, all right, let's start at the top first. Like, Joe Burrow is that dude. I'm curious what his arm strength is. That's about the only question I've heard and have on Burrow, and it's still good. It's just not like typical number one pick, made in a lab quarterback. So I got no issues there. I got no issues with Tua. Is 86 still a little fast for Hurts? Yes. Am I excited that we've transitioned talking about our sport just collapsing on itself to video game rankings? Yes, I am. I am indeed. I saw the rankings though, and I'm okay with that. The Jordan Love stuff, I don't know about. That seems a little hasty. Now that's the job. If this thing doesn't work out for me, I feel like I was tailor made for that job. I quite literally can be that guy. So I'm just throwing it out there if you're listening. Just putting it out there, man.
Peter's got connections with those folks. Peter's all over the video game.
I got the 2K. I got connections to 2K sides. If they ever start doing football, then
you don't want me
ranking. I got the hookup for you, buddy.
Burrow
that would be bad.
Burrow is 86 for accuracy and 86 throw power, so he's got a cannon.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, yeah, I mean,
I had to serve as the in between. I had to serve as the in between a few times for some of the players here, the Grizzlies and the executive producers.
Mad about the rankings.
No one is ever particularly happy about the rankings. It's always like, man, why didn't you give me this? Why didn't you give me that? Why? Oh, I'm a this in speed. This is my 3-point shot. Is this? No, I can't. No one's ever thrilled.
I see in Madden, you're going to be able to play 2 years of college football in one of those modes, right? And A, awesome. B, like you're just inching your toes up to that NCAA line. This would be an amazing year to have an NCAA video game in no season. I mean, that would be fine. We would get by. I would get by. But it doesn't look like, we're certainly not going to have the video game. 7 years ago today, or yesterday, last one came out. That's hard to believe. That was a quick 7 years.
Tua Tagovailoa's break sack rating, I didn't know we had a break sack rating, is an 80. Like, I feel like that we're giving Tua a little bit too much credit.
But what is normal? Like, that he has been broken when he's been sacked.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Tua, but the things have not exactly gone well for him. In that.
Break and sack do not need to go together with Tua.
Yeah.
It's a little too close
It's
together.
an 80. Like, that should definitely be in the 60s somewhere for what y'all are saying. Every time he gets hit, feels like he falls apart on us.
You know what, though? That's like when you need an overall rating boost for a guy. They're like, just give him that. Like, no one pays attention to dogs. Like,
give him a 99 in long snapping. Great.
Exactly
Now he looks good. Now the overall looks good. Here's my prediction. I think I feel like, Adam, there's a story here. I want you to write it. I'm pitching a story for you on your behalf this season, no matter what happens. But with the word that Texas is not playing high school football, which is like, I mean, crazy. He said it's like KFC deciding not to serve chicken. Like, I mean, it is. It's insane. But that's where we are right now, and likely many other jurisdictions and many other kids not being able to play around here. We're still figuring out whether the kids around here are going to be able to play and going to school and all that. What I would like to find out is, what are coaches going to do about these kids in recruiting? How are we going to recruit kids who aren't playing? How does that process look? That's one of the domino effects. Are these kids going to reclassify? Are these coaches just going to go on pure physicality? I mean, you got an entire class here that's going to be completely up in the air. And we're either going to have a whole bunch of guessing done, or we're going to have a completely loaded 2022 class coming in.
Well, I think where you'll start to see it, though, is not this class. I think they know pretty much who these guys are. I mean, you guys know how they're insane. Yeah. I mean, the juniors to be seniors, I don't necessarily think it's not ideal, but don't let me shape it to any way that. Certainly, like, the top guys will be the top guys. They know if you're a 3-star or better, you've probably got your looks already. Mm-hmm. Where it really gets hard. And actually, this is a story I was talking about recently with an editor, where it really becomes difficult is for those guys who are fringe athletes. Every year, there are hundreds of players who mature late, where they, develop late. They finally get to play, right? You've been stuck behind a 4 or 5-star running back for, 3 years. You get to play, and oh my gosh, lo and behold, you are of equal talent. I mean, this stuff happens all the time, every year. Those kids are going to get severely impacted. But I think, depending on what this looks like, you talk about the next class and the next class and the acclimation period to understanding the future, everybody's going to be behind. Everybody's going to be behind. It's going to have a pretty staggering ripple effect on recruiting. But I've talked to kids and coaches during this, even kids in the 2021 class, like they're just getting ready, right? Like coaches know them. They've Zoomed during this when they were allowed to Zoom, all that stuff. But I think the beyond, because there is a sort of start-stop point that we don't know for sure. Long-term, massive impact on here, because you're going to have to learn a lot about these kids that you might not have been able to see.
Last thing for our pal Adam Kramer, and maybe the most important and a good bit of happy news. Tell our listeners, because folks, I think if you've listened long enough, Adam is also project manager at Golden Tee, the incredible technologies people, and you guys have this thing that I'm lusting for. I need to get my hands on it. It's Golden Tee Go. And it looks. This looks like a potential game changer in the midst of all this. Adam, tell me about this thing.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's. By the way, I just filmed an unboxing of it. I'm like a 22-year-old influencer.
Oh, I love the unboxing videos. I love
I do too. Mine was 4. I felt nervous. It was just, flopping. It's just that, but still, I tried. So yeah, if you play Golden Tee before, this was the idea. This literally emerged in a dream of mine. That is no joke, right? I thought about what if we put a screen in a Golden Tee And you did it so you could pick it up by handles, and you could put it in the tailgate of your truck. And actually, to be honest, where this dream really formulated is I was at an Alabama game, not last year, but the year before, and I'm walking around the tailgate, I'm looking at this, and I say, oh, my God, why can't you have a Golden Tee here? Perfect. It really would be. And that's where it started to shape. So lo and behold, a couple years later, we talk to people. We get a 15-inch monitor inside a Golden Tee. And the thing is, I think the thing that I would want to acknowledge first is, like, if you've played the game before, this is the exact same hardware and software in a normal Golden Tee tab. It's a really hard thing to articulate because people think it's like plug and play and it's like this clunky thing. And I've seen those games. So it's cool. It is really cool. It's a portable version of the game. You can hook it up to any TV as well. You don't have to play actually in the game if you don't want. I'm going to plug it as well. It's at Costco. Right now, exclusively through Costco at Costco.com. It's neat. Hey, if you played Golden Tee before, you're still quarantined, you're still looking for something to do, or you just feel like, hey, I'm going to splurge on something like this, or just take a look at it. Go over there and check it out. It's neat. It was a fun idea to try to capture Golden Tee in a different way. It was exciting to kind of help put this thing together.
I love it. I think it's an awesome idea, and the fact that it's the original, hardware, software, all that stuff. You could bring that. I mean, can you imagine how much fun that would be when we get all this stuff out of our way, and we can go and take it to a party, or go and take it to get together, go and take it to a tailgate, go and take it to and use drop a Golden Tee machine, and it is, for all intents and purposes, like dropping a full arcade machine right there in the middle of the action, but it's a million times more portable. Love it. Love the idea. Fantastic. I can't wait to get my hands on one. I applaud your dreamscape ability, Adam.
Kind of a weird dream when I say it out loud, isn't it? Kind of weird.
You know what? I've had lots of dreams. I would not want to make products about what happened in those dreams at all. So this is a good one. Adam, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Stay safe. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Take care.
He's our pal, Adam Kramer. At Kegs and Eggs, and again, I checked it out at the Costco's site. It's awesome. It's a really neat deal. For those of you that enjoy playing it, it's a little taste of you getting back together, and hopefully soon we can all start doing that stuff and getting back together again the way that we used to. We'll come back. It's time for Bubble Watch when we return. Bubble update. CJ's been monitoring the bubble closely, and as have I, as Zach probably, and so we'll get the update on what's happening in the bubble. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
Paid for by Bank on Yourself.
Would you get on an airplane if you knew it had a 50% chance of crashing? You may be riding that plane right now. If you have your money in a 401k or IRA and you plan to take out the recommended percentage each year when you retire, your chance of running out of money is 50%. 50%. But there's a better and safer way to secure your income in retirement. Discover how in a free book called Rescue Your Retirement. This wealth building strategy has never had a losing year in more than a century. In fact, even the man who invented the 401k now prefers this method instead. Get Rescue Your Retirement free for just a small shipping charge and enjoy a safe landing and a comfortable retirement. Get this free book and make sure you don't run out of money. Hurry, this offer is extremely limited. To get your free copy, just go to growwealthsafely.com. That's growwealthsafely.com to discover how to rescue your retirement. growwealthsafely.com.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, traffic has been crazy lately, right? And rush hour? Forget it. Nobody wants to let you merge onto the highway. But hey, somebody let you merge or you wouldn't be there, so drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area in any condition. And yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, iBuyHouses can get you your money quickly. iBuyHouses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. iBuyHouses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. iBuyHouses.
Is your wife asking you to stop eating junk food? Well, we have you covered at Humdingers. It's quick and it's healthy, and most important, it tastes amazing. With many choices from salmon salad to rainbow trout and grilled asparagus. Come visit us for lunch at Humdingers, 6300 Poplar Avenue. So good, Coach Penny eats with us weekly. Don't forget, Humdingers offers full-service catering for weddings, social events, or your corporate lunches. You can call 901-260-8292 to find out more.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. As well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Google or Alexa to play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Bubble watch! How funky is that bubble?
Not very.
CJ Hurt, our bubble analyst.
Not very funky, man. It's actually anti-funky.
Anti-funky?
Anti-funky. I don't know why.
Not just non-funky, but
no,
it's actually actively against the funk?
It's actively against the funk.
Oh.
I don't know what else you would call it when you walk into a room and you're Tyus Jones and you stumble across a roach. I don't know what else you would call it when you open up your meal sack and you get that slop that Montrezl Harrell got.
Slop.
Like, did you see how pale that chicken was? Zach, you saw how pale that chicken was?
I saw that. The chicken is
chicken does not look appetizing at all.
It does not look good.
And Zach don't eat meat. Zach's a vegetarian.
That's a good point.
And he's like, yo, this chicken looks gross. What was the green stuff on top of it? Anybody know? Do you know? There's just this pale-ass piece of chicken. And by pale, it's very obviously cooked. You know, I'm not saying it's not cooked. It's cooked. But there's no seasoning on it at all, and they just throw this green slop on top of it.
I thought when CJ showed me, I thought it was like basil, or
maybe like a pesto, perhaps.
Yeah, I thought it was either that, or I thought there was like spinach that they put on top of the chicken to kind of like make it seem like, oh, you're getting your greens while you're getting a piece of chicken as well. Like I don't know.
This is the saddest chicken breast wing combination I've seen in my life.
I mean, I think it looks to me like pure spinach. I'll be honest with you.
Is that what?
I mean,
like
it looks
one
like
scoop,
spinach.
like 2 leaves of spinach.
No, the Montrezl Harrell's looks like a big glop of spinach. Like you cooked some sort of limp greens in the pan without any kind of seasoning, and then you sort of took a big scoop and just blopped it right on the chicken. And his chicken looks slightly more appetizing. Actually, the chicken itself looks slightly more appetizing than the other chickens I've seen. But the glop does not help it out.
Peter, let me ask you this question.
Actually, the other chicken, I take it back. Now I see his other chicken, and that's not it at all.
Okay.
The first chicken looked all right. Second chicken, not at all.
This is so sad. Oh my gosh, chicken and the salmon. Is that chicken or salmon on the other side?
Of Montrez, you mean?
Yes. I think that's salmon. I think he got a chicken breast and he got a salmon fillet. I'm looking at it right now.
Is that salmon?
Peter, if that's chicken, what are we doing? When do we start making that piece of chicken?
Like a boneless breast? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I mean, listen again. Like as I'm with I think it's funny just in general to laugh. This makes me laugh. I'm kind of in like these dudes are. It's very funny. And it's pretty terrible that they're spending this much money for this garbage food. But that said, people are losing their jobs and people complaining. Like Rajon Rondo saying this is a Motel 6. That's the nicest Motel 6 in the history of Motel 6s.
He hadn't stayed in a Motel 6 in a minute.
This man has never been in a Motel 6. I mean, it's been a long time. I'll put it that way. Since he was before Kentucky. Was the last time he would have been in a Motel 6. So he's forgotten what it's like to be in a Motel 6.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in a Motel 6. I've been in a Red Roof Inn. I've been in a
Red Roof. I've missed the nights in the Red Roof.
I've been in the various places like that. We stayed in a Super 8. We stayed in all those. if I walk into one that looks like that, I would 5 stars on whatever I can get. That's the greatest Motel 6 in the history of the world.
But come on, Peter. It's supposed to be the happiest place on earth. These are the only people that are there are the athletes in the bubble. You walk into your room, do it up a little bit, Disney. My God. It's just so plain, so bland looking. There's no Mickey Mouse anywhere. There's no message from Goofy or nothing. Daisy Duck's fine tail self ain't anywhere around. Like there's nothing in there.
Like
these dudes are used to a much higher standard.
Yeah,
to be fair.
like give them some of that.
Like the hotels look like a Marriott. Like literally, like you just walk
Marriott's
in.
nice. I'll stay at a Marriott any day of the week, twice on Sunday.
That's the point. Like Disney's supposed to be like this high class, top like.
What we're realizing is we think more of Disney than what Disney actually is. Listen, Disney is not
everybody
worth
guys,
what we are doing.
No, listen. It's like when you go to Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're staying in the absolute, top level suites, which they do have. These are not them.
Oh, I thought these were them.
No,
okay.
This is the top level property, but the suites. I don't know who's staying in those. Maybe LeBron's getting the suites. I don't know. But the players they're trying to make them stay. They're staying in all kind of similar sort of things. So everyone's getting the same kind of you want your Rodion's Caroots to stay in the same thing as your JaVale McGee and all that. Whether that's fair or not, whatever. So not everyone can get a suite. They don't have enough suites for everybody.
Okay.
So that's just how this thing works. They do have nice suites, but these are just your average garden variety thing. But it's like being on a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
The amenities are the cruise. All the stuff that you do, you go around, you do all this stuff. There's all the access to everything else. That's what Disney's all about. You're not in your room that often at Disney. You're out doing whatever it is that you're doing. So the room is expensive, but it's really expensive because of all the other stuff. When you go here, transportation to this, do all this stuff, and that's just the way it is. Like this is it's fine hotel for what it is.
Cool. Food that way.
No,
Can you make the same argument with the food?
No, and let me say, let me give you a legit beef, like for real beef, because it's like the room stuff, whatever. It's stay in a room is fine. It sucks. These
as
guys
long as all his shower knobs work and he can turn on the water without yanking the
way
whole
ahead of the
faucet off the MLS. You're good.
Way ahead of that. Now, what I am irritated though is the food wise. Yes, absolutely. And here's the other frustration. Down as they go on with this, this is the food that's being provided. It's like whatever. It's not very good. Although again, DeMarre Carroll seems to like it, and Sindarius Thornwell likes it. So but I think it just depends on what kind of a refined palate you get. The NBA has partnered with 6 restaurants to provide delivery service, along with they've put that in the guide as well.
Okay,
these are Morton's, Palm, Saltgrass, Del Frisco's, the Ocean Air, and Joe's Crab Shack. Okay. Morton's, Palm, sure, whatever. A lot of steakhouses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, all 6 of those restaurants are owned by Rockets owner Tillman Fertitta. His company owns all of those. And so the NBA is clearly partnering with one of its owners, and the owner has exerted his influence to take that money. Now, if the NBA truly cared about black businesses or Black Lives Matter or making social, now why wouldn't you partner with local restaurants in Orlando? local black-owned businesses in Orlando? Why wouldn't you support the local economy? Why wouldn't you get folks involved? Why wouldn't you find entrepreneurs? Why wouldn't you be able to support folks like that? If there was a real social justice initiative, the last thing you need is to put more money in Tillman Fertitta's pockets. Pandemic and all that stuff aside, he's doing okay for himself compared to a lot of these businesses out there that are struggling. The NBA, I think what a statement it would have been if they said, you know what, because of all this and because we're trying to make a statement about social justice and we're trying to really enhance the community around here, we are partnering with 15 locally owned black businesses in the Orlando area to provide exclusive delivery and blah, 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 and whatever. I mean, would have been a fabulous statement, and it would have meant a whole lot. Instead, it is another handout to an owner who has got his hand out all over the place to try to help his own businesses, and I think it's a failed opportunity.
It is a failed opportunity, and this goes back to the conversation we had maybe last week, maybe earlier this week. They're all running together. I can't remember when we talked about this, but you've got to do more than just play the Black National Anthem, play Lift Every Voice and Sing. You got to do more than just allow players to put names on the back of their jersey. You got to do more than just line your basketball courts with the phrase Black Lives Matter. You got to do more than put Black Lives Matter on the back of your helmet. Like if Black Lives Matter, if you're supporting that movement, if you're supporting equality and supporting people lifting themselves up, well, like this is one of those things that show that support, that show that you care. It doesn't always have to be. I feel like sometimes with these organizations and franchises and others, they're looking to make the big splash, the big thing that's going to change racism and change inequality forever. And it's not going to be one big thing. It's going to be a bunch of little things like what you're saying. You're in Orlando. You want players to have some good food. You want players to feel safe, feel comfortable eating out and having that food delivered to them. Well, you throw some black-owned businesses in there. You throw local businesses in there as well. You're a guest in Orlando. You're a guest in that area. That area has been hit really hard, like all areas have, by the coronavirus and this pandemic. They've been hit hard, not only health-wise, but financially as well. So why would you line the owner's pocket? Why would you line the pockets of the billionaires when it is struggling local economies of black-owned restaurants, white-owned restaurants, and other-owned restaurants that you could be helping out? You could do so much more with that money by saying, okay, we're going to go 6 restaurants. Here are the 6. Here's a couple black-owned. Here's a couple white-owned restaurants. Here's a couple of Asian-owned restaurants. You guys pick. You guys choose. And do it that way. This is not a good look at all. And this makes it seem like and feel like either they don't know or see anything wrong with it, or they just don't care.
Well, I know NBA players like chains because they're predictable. When they travel, you like to go. They always go to like Cheesecake Factory and stuff. They like to know what they're dealing with. So I understand that.
You can throw some of those on there.
Well, and I understand like that you have a whole bunch of people and you want to make sure that you have a restaurant that's big enough, or restaurant groups that are big enough to handle large capacities and all that stuff. And some of the local restaurants might struggle with that. But if you partner with enough local restaurants, you can do that. I mean, if you had 15, 20 local restaurants to choose from, and it wouldn't be that. It would be a little bit tricky, but not impossible if you really cared about it, to make sure that they were all within the protocols that you demanded of what they wanted to do. And you could make sure that they would get XYZ amount of service. It would save those businesses, and it would send a strong message about what you're trying to accomplish. Helping small businesses, local businesses, black-owned businesses in particular, but really everybody locally. It would be a strong statement rather than just another handout to an owner. And what happens if the Rockets are about to play the Grizzlies and John Moran eats at Morton's and gets sick?
Hey, he goes
what
out
happened?
there.
Then what
out
happened?
there and drops 50 because of your boys like Jordan. You're not gonna poison John, not catch this whooping? What you talking about? We saw that didn't
if John's
work
on the
in Salt
toilet,
Lake City.
you can't be catching that whooping when you're on the toilet.
He'll find a way. They'll give him an IV. He'll find a way to play through it. This is the flu game. This is John Moran's chance to have a flu game type situation. Let's get it. Let's go.
That's true. Justice Winslow, absolutely.
Yeah. They can all have flu games.
They don't call him Justice Lose-Low. They call him Justice Winslow. Let's never forget that. Man. So anyway, that's what's a legit beef I have with this whole situation. I think it's that type of partnership is not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's
That's not helpful.
It's not a good look at best.
It's not a good look, and it's I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Also, another issue in the bubble, CJ, internet speed. Luka Doncic is trying to play FIFA, and they're asking him to download a patch, and he can't. He has to wait 16 hours for his patch to download because the internet's so slow. My man can't play FIFA because they're asking him to update the software, and he can't get through. Come on, man. Give these guys some, are they dial-up? I mean, what are we doing here? Oh. And these guys, a lot of these kids, they talk about playing video games. That's what they want to do, stay in their room, play video games and all that, but they play online games. Well, if the internet connection is booty, you can't play Fortnite. You can't play Call of Duty and so on.
Smash Bros. Ultimate Pokemon. By the way, I got your Pokemon.
Valorant. I know. We got to get the trade going, but I appreciate that. You can't play all that stuff, so that's going to be a problem.
You got it on you. I should have brought mine.
That's going to be a problem right there. I don't actually at this point, but and then on top of that, now here's another question, or just another interesting little nugget, and then we got to take a break. James Harden and Russell Westbrook did not travel with the Rockets. Why is that? Something to think about. Think about that. We'll take a break. We'll think about it. When we come back, lots more to get to. Corey Thompson coming up 9 o'clock here as we roll on to the Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallo and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Commitment, dedication, perseverance. At FedEx, our people are our strength. Even during these unprecedented times, we are delivering medical supplies, test kits, and the things you need every day. Helping the world move forward together. Strength, what we deliver by delivering. FedEx.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Start your day at Sunrise Memphis. Located in Midtown, enjoy delicious biscuit sandwiches and all their menu has to offer with quick and easy to-go and delivery options. Whether it's breakfast, brunch, or lunch, don't distance yourself from great food. For more information on Sunrise Memphis, visit sunrise901.com or call 901-552-3144 to place your order. Stay healthy and eat Sunrise Memphis today. Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Please report to the dance floor.
Z-O-I-D-S. Freakazoid. So, why do you think James Harden and Russell Westbrook didn't travel with the Rockets?
Is there a reason, or are we recklessly speculating here?
I mean, there must be a reason.
Do you have the reason?
No, I don't.
No, okay, let's recklessly speculate then.
No,
James
absolutely.
Harden's not going nowhere where he can't go to a strip club, man. James looked and said, okay, we got ping pong, we got video games. Okay. Dame gonna be in the room playing video games, cutting the track. Okay. Where the stripper room at? Where the grown men hang out at? I need to see some ballerinas, baby. There's not.
There's not any?
We can't fly none in from Atlanta? We can't fly them in from Vegas, Houston? The whole reason I came to Houston was because of the club.
What about
scene.
supporting local business?
Come on, man. I'm sure they got some in Miami we can grab.
No. What about those local businesses? Come on, we got to get that local business going.
We can't get none in Orlando. Daisy got a dunk. I keep talking about it, man. We can't get Mrs. Incredible out here. No, I'm not going nowhere. Forget it. I'm out. I got a shoulder injury. I caught what my man Bill caught. We both got the same shoulder injury, dog. I'm not gonna make that trip.
What about Russ?
Ooh, Russell is different. Russ is hard. I can't. I don't know why Russell Westbrook wouldn't go.
I mean, I'm not saying that they won't be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'm just saying at this point they didn't travel. I think it's
that is 100,000 kajillion% why
it's
James
weird
Harden
that James Harden.
going.
What's weird that James Harden didn't travel.
Left.
Normally he's good at traveling. You know what I mean? So it's weird that
I see what you did there. I see. I got you.
But just something to keep an eye out. Keep an eye on just down the line. They've got those issues now. Everybody else is in the bubble though. The bubble is mostly there. Not in the bubble though. We still have an issue with Nikola Jokic, who has not arrived yet.
Is he over here?
He is supposed to be coming in the next couple days, they say.
He's supposed to be coming to the United States in the next. Okay, cool.
Yes. And he's going to be in Orlando.
Okay.
When I say coming to the United States, I mean he's coming to that particular portion of the United States.
He's going straight to Orlando.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then of course you still have Harden and Westbrook, who I guess are still coming, but everybody else, Joel Embiid is there.
Hazmat suit, baby.
Did you see Joel's hazmat suit? Did you see his? Did you see his post about the food?
No, how did I miss Joel's post about the food?
He posted his food, and then he said definitely losing 50 pounds, and then he posted a picture of him when he was like at the NBA's Africa camp from when he was like 16 and weighed like 110 pounds, and he says me by the time I'm done here, LMAO. So yeah.
Why do they have so many containers with so much disgusting food?
They got a lot of containers. They do have a lot of containers.
So many containers.
So a lot's happening there. nonetheless, we figured this thing out. Now, when we come back, Kari Thompson is going to join us for his segment. Looking forward to talking preps with him and recruiting as well, because there's plenty of good stuff for the University of Memphis. I mean, we're looking for some good news. You got a little good news in that as well. So we'll talk about that and his old catch up with us. See if he's caught up with his old pal Musa as well. We'll do that when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC. Upgrade to luxury. Visit the Umansky Luxury Complex at Ridgeway at 385. Umansky Maserati and Alfa Romeo, Lincoln of Memphis, and Acura of Memphis. One convenient location for incredible brands. Ridgeway and 385. Come see the Italian race-inspired performance of the Stelvio and Ghibli, precision-crafted performance of the RDX and MDX, or the amazing new Aviator, Navigator, or Nautilus. Rates as low as 0%. Payments from $279. 90 days until your first payment at the Umansky Luxury Complex at Ridgeway and 385. Well qualified buyers. Offers cannot be combined. Plasma donations are needed now more than ever, and you can make a difference during these unprecedented times. Plasma Biological Services is seeking healthy donors as well as those who have fully recovered from COVID-19. Your plasma may be used to help those still fighting the virus. If you have tested positive for COVID-19 and have fully recovered, please call 866-END-CV19 or go to grifolsplasma.com. That's GRIFOLS plasma.com today to see how your plasma can help save others that are hospitalized with COVID-19 and if you are eligible to donate. All donors will be compensated for their time. Please call 866-END-CV19 or go to grifolsplasma.com.
There's a new commissary in town. In Collierville, Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levy Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Lemon Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC-accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Lemon Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselemonbrace.com.
Our life to yours. Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me for Sidelines Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. on Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1 FM. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, The SEC, recruiting, hey, if they keep score, we're covering it. Check us out on the website at sports56whbq.com and sidelines.live. Sidelines is brought to you by Duncan Williams Asset Management. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10 a.m. Get up and give us a call.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and C.J. Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura Memphis. Here once again are Peter and C.J.
For me to stay away.
Cutie Pie is just boing, and then that little boing sound. Yeah, that's my favorite funk sound. Boing. Throw it out there. Hour number 3 is here on a hot, humid, funky Friday. I'm Peter. He's CJ. That's Zach doing his thing, taking care of us here. On a Funky Friday, we've talked to Adam Kramer. We've talked to NBA's bubble. We've talked about the situation around college football not looking all that great. Some, just some stuff there, but some good news around the recruiting scene. At least if you are a Memphis fan, things are going pretty well, particularly on the old football side and maybe on the basketball side too. Joining us to talk about that among many other things is our pal Kari Thompson in his own personal bubble. How are you, Kari?
I'm doing great, guys. That's actually right. I'm in the bubble of Boston, Massachusetts. I'm back home, man.
Oh, back home.
Saw you did the tie-dye shirts.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my grandma's an art teacher, so we did a little project. She always has art projects lined up for us.
For us, like, is the whole family? Is everybody coming back? I mean, is this a?
For me and my siblings, I'm the oldest of 4 siblings, so there's a lot of.
Well, I'm saying, are we all coming back just for like vacation? We coming back to hang out? We coming back to what's the? Is it just we're just visiting for a little while? What's the plan?
I'm on vacation. My brothers still go to school in Massachusetts, so they're here anyway. And my sister, it's like the last time I see my sister before she goes down to Wake Forest, because apparently Wake is having classes despite the Rona.
So you're up there, but I know you're following along, and the football Tiger recruiting football wise has been quite impressive, and it's sort of reminiscent of Mike Norvell taking over for Justin Fuente and thinking, I wonder how this is going to work, and guy just kind of keeps it moving. And Silverfield has taken an already high level of recruiting and has upped it even more. Are you surprised, impressed with what you're seeing from the University of Memphis?
Definitely impressed, not surprised, man. They're recruiting like a team that made the Cotton Bowl last year, man. They're doing what they should do. I think it's good stuff.
What's up with Musa? Speaking of recruits in Memphis.
Oh, my guy. What's the C say? Man, the crystal balls are changing, man. Everybody's saying it was LSU. You guys know where I stand. I think it's Memphis. And now the experts seem to agree with me.
Yeah.
Maybe he should call me.
You are. Listen, no. Listen, your expertise is unmatched in this whole situation. It's not your fault that Musa's had a takes the biggest the whole big time nonsense and wants to shut you out. Now that's not your fault. That doesn't change your level of expertise, Kari. Don't down yourself.
Well, here's what the situation just reminds me of the Wiseman situation so much, like to a point where it just feels like it was always Memphis, but they had to bring in that extra school to like throw people off. You know how Wiseman got that Kentucky stuff at the end? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, Memphis or Kentucky. make it seem like there's a choice, bring a little drama in. That's how I feel with Musa and LSU, man. That's how I've been feeling. But that's the hunch. That's not official.
It's just you recklessly speculating, which we love to do on this show. I don't know if you had a chance to see, Kari, how connected you've been to like HBCU football, but the SEAC and the CIAA both decided to cancel fall sports for this season, meaning no football in those conferences. Do you think the SWAC and MEAC might follow suit?
Yeah, man. I don't think we're gonna have football. Period. Like, because people are not doing what they're supposed to do. CJ, are people wearing masks and social distancing like we've been asking to them every week?
No.
Are they doing it now?
No.
Oh,
not enough. Not enough.
So can we have football then without masks and social distancing, especially throughout the South?
What's it like up there? Are they masking it up, social distancing pretty good up in Boston?
Yeah, for sure. Because Boston got hit super hard, like early on, and like New York too. Like around that time, New York was going through it. Boston was going through it, and Boston is much more densely populated, and Boston got a lot more old people. So like people, to me, from what I've seen, have been taking it much more seriously.
It does seem that way, and we're trying to figure out with high school sports the same kind of thing. Like, what do you do? Texas, it sounds as though they're head of their TSSAA equivalent was interviewed last night on MSNBC and said that he doesn't think that there's going to be no football in Texas. It's hard for a lot of other states to have football if Texas can't have football.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm saying if we're not gonna have like Friday Night Lights in Texas, which is as big as like any football scene. How are we gonna have? I mean, like we already got the Big Ten going just straight non-conference. We already got the Ivy League canceled. We already got the ACC saying no sports until at least September 1st. But I think that's even going to get pushed back. Like, not looking good, man. People ain't willing to take the simple steps.
Car, what else have you been doing up there on vacation, man? Outside of art projects.
Man, right now I'm sitting in my hammock in my backyard, eating a peach, chilling. Got a cold bottle of water. Just living life, just relaxing.
You got a hammock?
Yeah, man. Got a hammock.
Man, I've always wanted to have a hammock in my backyard. I never had a hammock in my backyard. I always want a hammock.
Yeah, man, it's nice. Got some trees overhead, hearing the birds chirp, watching the little bunnies roll by. You
got bunnies rolling by?
Oh, we get all types of animals. We got bunnies. We get turkeys around Thanksgiving. The ones that escaped and ain't trying to get killed.
Wait, the turkeys break out and just roam the streets of Boston?
Yes. Because there's a farm not too far from where I live. Like, I live in the city, but I live, like, close to the suburbs. It's like I want to, like, almost compare it to, like, East Memphis. And that, like, you're closer out to, like, the Collierville types, but you're not out there. You're technically in the city. But I got to tell you guys a story. There's a killer coyote roaming around the streets.
Wait, what?
What is happening? What is going on?
I like the start of this story already. Killer coyote. Okay.
All right. So we get coyotes in my neighborhood, and they kind of roam around, and they're kind of scary because they like actually can do some damage. And they got a hold of one of my neighbor's like puppies, and like ripped it to shreds.
Oh.
Like it was crazy. Like it just ate the thing. Wow. Not the first time. They be making their time. You got to watch some dogs out here.
We've had coyotes. We've had coyotes around, and you don't want to mess with them. And we had some hawks that tried to get a little. We had our dog prior to this dog was a small little Maltese, and every now and then a hawk would try to swoop down and take it because he could. The little Maltese was only about 8-9 pounds. So not a big dog, and yeah, you got to be careful, man. Even in the city, you don't know. You got coyotes, you got hawks, you got other creatures out there. If you're a pet owner out there, or if you're running whatever kind of weird animal farm Kari's got running up there, keep everyone safe up there.
Kari got wild turkeys and coyotes roaming these streets, bunnies and stuff.
Got deer. I seen a deer.
Just while you're in the hammock, just kicking it like, oh, there goes a deer.
No, we were driving one time at night, and like this thing like steps out to the middle of the road, and it's like huge, and I'm like, what is that? And I see antlers, and I was like, yo, like that's a deer.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I remember me Me and Eli Savoy were driving to somewhere for Kansas, Dallas maybe. Oklahoma City. I think it was Oklahoma City for the
Grizzlies series.
Grizzlies series, I think it was. And Eli was behind the wheel. Give him credit. Going pretty fast. It was late night. We're almost there. Everyone's a little sleepy, a little tired. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just this deer pops up like right in front of the car. I mean, and it would have been, that deer would have been destroyed, and the car would have been destroyed. And who knows what we probably would have been killed. And he, I give him credit. He did a little swerve around, and we barely escaped. But I still can envision all of a sudden out of nowhere, headlights, deer, like it feels like it's in the car. It was so close. Unreal.
Eli's been training for that. Like Eli's been kicking it in Kankakee. Like I'm sure that there are more deer than people in Kankakee. So like he's prepared.
Everyone's a little shook though. We're all a little shook. There's no worries about getting there, falling asleep at the wheel. Nobody was falling asleep at that point. Adrenaline was pumping at that stage. Like, okay, just all right. Are we good? Yeah, all that stuff.
Eli was on his Fast and Furious flow, huh?
He was. I'm telling you, it's very impressive.
Furious.
Very impressive.
Eli.
The wheelman. That's who you want as your wheelman right there. Great reflexes. Now, Carr, you mentioned you're sort of pessimistic about the whole thing, and I guess like the Big Ten announcement, they're going conference only if they're even going to play. I think that's an important distinction as well. They're not, by no means are they guaranteeing that they're actually going to play, but if they do play, they're going to go conference only, which has a lot of effects on the whole thing. In your heart of hearts, do you think we get some football, any football? Like how much football are we going to get?
Are you talking about high school football?
I'm talking about college football. High school football, I think it would just be totally guesswork at this point because no one even has a slight. We have a little more of a clue of what's going on in college than we do in high school.
See, my hope is that with the SEC we get a little bit because there's just too much money at stake. So like I feel like they're going to try everything to get that football in the SEC and the ACC. But honestly, it's a moot point because. Listen, man, if these cases keep going crazy like this, like Florida getting 10,000 cases a day and whatnot, like how are you realistically going to have people on top of each other sweating and try to tackle? You're going to have mad cases, and you're going to have old coaches on the sideline that could potentially get contaminated with this thing. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, I want it to happen, but, you got to have some sacrifice. You got to have some skin in the game. Like, you would think that when the football account started tweeting, oh, we're not going to have football if you don't social distance, you would think people would start doing it. But people are just doing their old ways and still standing on top of each other and not wearing masks. So I can't see it, man.
So what does it do then for high school recruits, for those rising, sophomores, juniors, and for the senior class this year as well, as far as getting looks from programs and stuff?
Listen, they should be the main ones advocating, like telling everybody to wear your mask, yo. Like every high school recruit should be tweeting, yo, wear your mask because it's legitimately affecting their future. You know what I'm saying? Like other people's actions are affecting them because coaches are not going to be able to see them and they're not going to be able to play games. So they should be the main ones advocating, like, yo, they should be the main ones modeling it too. Like they should, not to put the pressure on the kids, but, what we have to realize with this whole pandemic situation is it's not just about you. Like, your actions affect so many people. Like, your actions affect the kids. Your actions affect the older folks who live with them. Like, what I'm saying? People don't care. They're out here brunching with no mask. So, that's what it is.
Well, it's where I don't know where we go from here. Our buddy Evan Barnes just retweeted a thing about the community colleges in California who are pushing everything now to spring of 2021 at least. And I'm sure that a lot of community colleges will follow suit. Again, the smaller conferences, the community colleges, the Division 2, 3, all those, they've already really done that. The money just can't. It's too crazy. You can't justify it. It doesn't make any sense. And it was Senator Richard Blumenthal of Connecticut said yesterday, this makes it pretty clear that if college sports, if college football continues, the only reason it's going to continue is because of the money. And while I think we all know that, it is one thing to know. It's another thing for a sitting U.S. senator to say it and just kind of put it out there for everybody. But honestly, Kari, that's kind of why we're doing all this stuff. We wouldn't be trying to do the NBA bubble. We wouldn't be trying to do the NHL bubble. We wouldn't be trying to do whatever else we're trying to do if it wasn't for money. If money was out of the equation, if we were just looking strictly at public health, we wouldn't do any of this stuff.
Oh, y'all gonna bring back Kyrie Thompson?
Here we go. Kyrie. Open that third eye.
Third eye activated.
Kyrie Thompson joining us now. Here we go.
Let's go. Nah, man, you're right, man. You're just going against, you're going against nature here with the virus, man. You're not doing it for the right reasons. And if you're not in it for the right reasons, you don't have your why. How are you going to get to the how? That's my vibe.
If you don't have your why, how are you going to get to your how?
That is some third eye type stuff, man. That is some. What other ones are
I've not been
connected?
ingesting the right substances this morning to fully appreciate that particular comment.
Hey. If you can't get to the what, how you going to get to the win, dog?
Exactly right. Hey, if the win don't matter, how does the how?
And what does the what then?
What is the what?
Hey,
how is the how? And why is the why?
Do you have a why?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Can you have a why without the how? I'm just saying.
I would have said it the other way. Can you have a how without the why? But that's all right.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. I'm just saying.
There's some knowledge unlike the likes of which we hadn't had on this program in a long time.
That's beautiful right there. So that's the thing: the what, the when, the where, the why, the how. But the why part, man. Why are we trying to do all this? Do you have a feel? Do you want to go and go on the record as to whether or not we're going to have high school football?
I'm not into making predictions, but I will tell you that I have some coaches that are very frustrated with what's going on, and would like to see some answers since CSSAA pushed back their meeting. And I have some coaches that are actually doubtful as to whether we will play high school football at all. Now, the CSSAA does have a plan and is trying its hardest to play, but again, cases going up here in Tennessee. So, my plea to everybody here, rather than doing a prediction, I'll put out a plea/challenge. If you love high school football and you want to, either stream or watch in person on Friday nights, do what the experts are telling you. You know what I'm saying? Masks are not that hard to get. You can get them on Amazon. You can make your own. There's several ways to get them. So, you know what I'm saying? Standing 6 feet apart from people. You can do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that are going to help us have football. And if you're not willing to do them, then you're not willing to have football, point blank, period. Well,
the best time to start, listening to the experts and wear masks and social distancing was, 4 months ago. But the second best time is today. So let's start that right about now. As Dr. Doolittle, Kari Thompson, joining us from his animal sanctuary up in Boston to discuss the latest. He's basically the Joe Exotic of.
Don't call him that. Don't call him that. So Kari got all his teeth, man.
I look forward to your Netflix special coming up here very, very soon. In the meantime, Kari, enjoy the vacation, enjoy that delicious peach, and hanging out in the hammock. That sounds like a lot of fun, I have to say.
Appreciate it, man. I'll talk to y'all when I get back.
Holla, Kari.
Kari Thompson, helping you open that third eye, seeing the world the way it's supposed to be.
Got a text here on the text line. Texter said Mississippi is releasing their new sports schedule on July 14th. Word is the spring sports will be played first for social distancing. So that means tennis, golf, baseball, cross-country, track, softball, etc. Football could kick off in February.
Okay.
That is an interesting way of doing it.
That would be, that's, we'll see. I don't know, man. I don't envy the decision makers. There's a lot that you have to take into consideration. There's no doubt about that. We'll talk about that when we return. We'll also, I think we're gonna have time to spin the wheel conversation as well. So we'll see how that goes. Zach, what's going on? You're shaking your head. Why are you shaking?
No, they just dropped another round of the Madden ratings for the receivers, and I'm not too happy about it.
Oh, okay. Well, let's we'll hear what Zach's grievance is on the other side as well. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
Frontier Western Store is open and ready to serve you for all your needs in boots, apparel, pet food, and more. Frontier is proud to be a local leader here in the Mid-South when it comes to boots. Stop by the store today for an incredible selection of name brand work and dress boots. Come browse aisles and aisles of top quality boots at everyday low prices in our world famous boot showroom. Dan Post, Rocky, Durango, Twisted X, Georgia, Ariat, and many more. There are so many styles, colors, and fits available, you might need a hand picking out your favorites. Luckily, Frontier's knowledgeable sales staff will cheerfully assist you with any questions you have and ensure the proper fit of your new boots. Frontier also has an amazing selection of jeans and shirts by Wrangler, Ariat, and Carhartt, as well as a fully stocked women's boutique department with thousands of tops and dresses at unbelievable prices. New arrivals often. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Gilman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967.
Summer memories. You can make them just as easily in your own backyard, like sharing your secret burger recipe with your kid and showing them how to cook it just right, or just chilling with the family and figuring out the constellations. Lowe's? Well, we'd like to help you make it happen with free delivery on grills $3.98 or more and Yeti drinkware starting at just $24.99. Ah, yeah, it's summer. Shop Lowe's.com and make your backyard the best it can be. While supplies last, applies to standard delivery in U.S. only. Purchase threshold calculated before taxes. After applicable discounts, if any. More fees may apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle.
If you missed a turn, there's always another turn. Take it to get back to the turn you missed.
Use your turn signal.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hertz. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
Exciting. You make me wanna shout. Yeah, you're looking sweet tonight. Oh, you find it every day, girl. Wish that I could love you right.
Welcome back.
You light my fire.
Family Leisure Studios. Real Sports Dog, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7. I am Peter. He is CJ. That's Zach. Zach's mad about something. Zach, what are you mad about?
So Madden just they just released the wide receiver ratings.
Okay.
For the rookie receivers. I'm just trying to figure out how in the world CeeDee Lamb is a 75 overall if he was the #1 receiver in college football.
Well, he wasn't the #1 receiver in college football. He was the first receiver Was he the first one picked?
No, that was Henry Ruggs.
No.
Okay, Ruggs was the first one picked. Man,
Was Ruggs' speed like 99? It's got to be.
His speed is 98.
Yes.
Okay.
He is second behind Tyreek Hill
Ruggs
and wide receiver
insanely
in
fast.
wide receiver
Yeah.
speed.
He should be. He should be. I mean, he's insanely fast.
Okay.
I didn't realize you were such a CD Lamb guy.
I am.
CD got drafted by who?
The Cowboys.
That's why.
I mean, I think frankly, I think he's ranked too high.
Think that 75 is a little high?
A little high to me.
Okay.
No.
Maybe like a 50, kind of 58.
Well, do you have the full rookie ratings over there, Zach?
No, it just they just showed like they only showed 4 receivers, so it's Henry Ruggs, Judy, CD, and T Higgins.
You got those?
I think not Ruggs, but Judy, CD Lamb, and T Higgins are at 75, and I think Ruggs is at 78. I want to say.
Okay.
I love talking ratings. Let's go. Give me the ratings. What are the offensive linemen? When are we going?
Well, we hadn't gotten there yet.
Oh, we ain't got to them.
We hadn't got there yet.
They're gonna be low. They're like
Why would the lineman ratings be low?
speed.
They're gonna be because it's always like that, especially like with rookies coming in. It's always in the low 70s. Like very rarely, it's very rare for O lineman to come out of the gate in Madden to be 75 or higher. It's rare.
Look, judging from the looks of everything, it's rare for anybody to. Like Joe Burrow's only a 76.
He should be 77, honestly. 77, 78.
Really, that high? 78?
Yes.
As a rookie?
Yes.
They already gave him too much. He's an 86 with his arm power. That's way too high for Joe Burrow.
Okay, you just dumb it down a little bit and put it in awareness.
Put in awareness? He's a rookie. You can't have a high awareness as a rookie. Can you?
Yeah.
How can you be
maybe you
aware
can.
when you've never been put in those situations?
Maybe you can. You're aware you've never been put in those situations.
I was telling Zach earlier, maybe 2 days ago, I'm playing Madden, but I'm playing the 2018 version, 2017, 2018 version, whatever that is. Johnny Manziel is still the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, and he's impossible to tackle. And he just lost his starting job to Colt McCoy. So even the video game's like, no, Johnny Manziel, you can't be here.
Well, that's exciting. I mean, that's exciting, though. I mean, that's why I like the video game. You have an alternate universe. You have an opportunity to do things a little bit differently. That's fun. You know, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having this. How's Johnny Manziel doing? We checked on him.
Johnny was talking to somebody that basically said, I'm summarizing here, that his football career is over.
Well, I think that was pretty clear. Boy, what a mess that whole thing was. Right about there. We were talking about the bubble situation going on down in the. Since we opened in the third eye, this is something that Kyrie would probably have an opinion on. But I'm curious. I thought a nice piece by Tom Haberstroh of NBC Sports about the testing situation down in the NBA and in the bubble and the MLS as well. Nashville, of course, had to pull out yesterday from the MLS's back tournament because they had a bunch of positive tests. Joining Dallas, just not a good situation at all. But the testing is very tricky right now. The testing issue, because the tests right now in the Orlando area are coming back very late right now. We're not seeing a whole lot of testing capacity. Everything is coming back within 3 to 5 days, or maybe even 5 to 7 days for most people. The NBA's company that they're using, a company called BioReference, they wanted to use BioReference because they said that they could facilitate their testing in quicker order. And for the NBA, they're trying to turn things around within 24 hours of their tests being done. However, you're not supposed to be able to turn around tests that quickly right now unless you are part of a priority 1 group, hospital patients, symptomatic healthcare workers, preoperative patients in acute settings, things of that nature. The NBA is clearly not that. They're trying to turn it around that quickly. In the general public, though, if you get tested, you're not getting your test back for 5 to 7 days. Same thing is true around here, by the way. There's a pretty lengthy turnaround for most testing now because the capacity is not able to reach the scale that we want. You can get tested, but in terms of getting the results of your test, that's a different thing. Getting the test actually analyzed. So locally in Orlando, they're really struggling, and yet the NBA is trying to get these tests out quicker. Now, are they jumping to the front of the line ahead of people? There was a story about a 74-year-old cancer survivor, along with several other citizens, senior citizens at a nursing home, waited over a week for their results after being tested at the Orange County Convention Center. And these are extremely high-risk folks. They're waiting over a week, but you've got the NBA that's turning tests around within 24 hours, over and over and over again. The morality of this thing, CJ, that's the thing. Like we talked about the money, we've talked about the how they have to do it and all that stuff, the logistics of it, but the morality of it comes into play here. Why should the NBA be able to jump to the front of the line? The other issue is, of course, by the time you take a test, and a test that comes back in 5 to 7 days is pointless as a testing thing because you've lived your life for 5 or 7 days. Like if you've got a very communicable disease, unless you are going to self-quarantine for a week until you get your test results back, no one's doing that. What is the point? So, I think it's one of those things that people talk about testing, but don't actually look into the nuts and bolts. And if you read this piece from Tom Haberstroh, there's a lot more to it than that.
A lot goes into testing. Like a lot goes into dealing with a pandemic like this. I know somebody who's real close to me, and she is trying to staff. She staff for the CDC, trying to find a way to get them the people that they need in place so that we can do things like speed up testing and get adequate contact tracers, get more of them in other positions. And she's just telling me routinely, like daily, I'm getting blown up from doctors, physicians all over, head of hospitals all over the nation because we don't have enough people. We can't staff fast enough. So you need 4 or 5 people today. I can get you 4 or 5 next week, but you need them today. Like it is real out here. And that is part of the reason why the getting your results back from these tests takes so long. Is that we simply don't have enough bodies to process all of this. And if you're the NBA, you got to take a step back and reevaluate some of this stuff. Like, yes, we want to put on a product, but is it right? Is it ethical for us to jump ahead of high-risk individuals? Is it ethical of us to jump ahead of anybody simply because we're the NBA? No, it's not. And it's dangerous, and it's devaluing human life as you pursue your quest to recoup as much money as possible. It shouldn't be that way. We talked about we can get fixated over here where we focus on one little thing without taking a step back and looking at the bigger picture. We can miss the forest through the trees, so to speak. And it is, okay, we got to get enough tests. Well, now we got enough tests. Everything should be fine. No. If you got the test without the results, what's the point? It's pointless. You got to be able to test and give results quickly and do contact tracing. You got to be able to do all of those things. You can't be so fixated on one little thing and think, hey, we did it. We're good to go. You guys said all we needed to do was test. And look, we're testing. Never mind the fact it's taking a week for people to get their results. Like, come on, man. We got to be better than that.
Well, we're not better than that right now. And so, the thing is, it's no one's – the NBA is going to keep doing it. It's not – they're not going to have – and this is just – honestly, it's the nature of a, for-profit health system that people with money and the ability to grease the wheels are going to get better service. Is that ethical? Probably not. but that's been the way forever, and it's going to continue to be the way forever. And this is another example of it, where they're clearly, they got the money, they've got a partnership, they've got a financially lucrative partnership with this testing group, and so they're going to get pushed to the front of the line. And the same thing with now the other question is hospital and ICU situations. If a player gets sick, what happens? The MLS already had a player had to go to the hospital with this and has now been released, but they've already had one. And where do you go? They say they've got a local Advent Health clinic that's on site for the NBA in the bubble. So that's where the player would go. But if that clinic isn't equipped to deal with a specific injury or illness, then you go outside. And if you go outside, right now, Orange County hospitals are at 83% ICU capacity as of yesterday, 87% hospital bed capacity, and those numbers are going up. Where does the NBA go from there? That's the other question now. So, what if a player gets hurt in a non-COVID way? I mean, again, these are this is part of the situation when we have healthcare capacity issues. It's not just the COVID cases, but if your ICU and your other things get stretched, then people that go in for regular non-COVID illnesses, injuries, and et cetera, they end up being pushed aside or not getting treatment that they need, and not good. No.
What are you going to do if somebody, God forbid, an Achilles injury or an ACL or something like that pops up? Like, how can you adequately treat that person without taking resources away from the general population? Like, it is one thing to have an injury like a car accident, something fluky like that. Those things happen. That they happen because you're living your life. They happen because you're driving to and from work. You're driving to and from the grocery store. Those types of things, they just happen. But basketball injuries don't have to happen. And by don't have to happen, I mean if you're not playing, there's no risk for injury. Like, so is it ethical for you in a situation where hospitals are almost at capacity to take up bids because you're doing something that doesn't need to happen? No.
I mean, again, these are just some things to think about. But obviously, they're not going to do that at this point. At this point, it's over and done with at this stage. So there we are. All right. Can you get the wheel real fast? We'll spin, then we'll take a break.
All right. I'll go get it.
See if you can spin that wheel, then we'll take a break. While we do that, I'll tell you about our friends at Acura Memphis who bring you this hour of the program. Acura Memphis online, AcuraMemphis.com. You can go and see them in person, or you can do all of your work if you want remotely, like you're doing. A lot of you are doing your Zoom meetings and other things like that. Well, they'll help you buy that car remotely. No problem. They'll do the video conferencing, everything else that you need to do so that it's all going to be taken care of, so you don't have to worry about it. You can be right there sitting at home in the comfort of your own home, and they can walk you through all the process remotely, even deliver the car directly to you, so you don't have to move a muscle, and it will be taken care of for you. It's one thing that they love to do because they love taking care of their customers, making sure that you're safe and comfortable with the whole process. It is Acura of Memphis online, AcuraMemphis.com. Go see them, 385 in Ridgeway. Terrific folks. Taking care of you even in these tough times over at Acura of Memphis. Sorry, you got that wheel?
I got it.
Let's give it a spin and see what we got. We're going to spin the wheel, and then when we return from the break, we'll discuss whatever the gods of the wheel decide that we're going to discuss. Could be almost anything, frankly. What a spin.
Such a good
longest spin I've ever.
Such a good spin.
We're going to get backspin on this thing?
No. No. Keep going, though.
No, backspin. Top spin.
Dang it.
Oh.
It's landed on an interesting one. Fad.
Not the one you wanted, obviously.
No. Fad that would be most successful. A past fad that would be most successful right now.
Past fad
Mm-hmm.
that would be most successful right now.
Yes.
Past fad. That's a fun thing to say. Past fad. past fad that would be most successful right now? Okay. Give us some thought. We'll return to the Family Leisure Studios as we roll on hour number 3 of a Funky Friday. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle. If you missed a turn, there's always another turn. Take it to get back to the turn you missed.
Use your turn signal.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Summertime and the living is easy. No more cutting or paying utilities. Literally, you guys, Town Village Audubon Park, nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Central Barbecue is committed to the health and safety of this community, who has supported Central for almost 20 years. Central Barbecue is still open for business with to-go and delivery options to serve the greater Memphis area with the same great barbecue you have come to know and love. With 4 locations to serve you, from downtown, midtown, and East Memphis, you can order your favorite barbecue and enjoy everything on the menu in the comfort of your own home. Call your nearest Central Barbecue location for more information on delivery and to-go options today.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hurt. This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Peter and CJ.
In the city of LA, there's a place where the player pays. Chocolate City. Every night the player knows that's where all the homies go. Chocolate City. What you do, you can see who you wanna see.
So, what do you think?
About Chocolate City, I love it.
I gathered that. The fad of the past fad that would be good, it would be successful, that would be excellent today.
Oh, that's hard. There are a lot of fads to choose from, and there are some fads that are still around, like Daisy Dukes. I feel like pop up with the Dukes of Hazzard, right? Pop up in the 70s, and we still rocking Daisy Dukes. So I'm not going to put that one in there. But I think that the two that immediately came to my mind, Gigapets, Tamagotchi pets, the little handheld joints, especially now.
Tamagotchis are coming back, by the way.
Are they?
They're coming back.
See, that's the other thing about fads. They leave for a point in time, but they always come back if they're good enough. But the little
Tamagotchis are coming
handheld
back.
pets that you can just play with, just real easy, fit in your hand, take care of them, give you something to do, something mindless to do. I think those would be really cool right now, and I think those will be able to do. I think Tamagotchi will be able to do real well right now, especially considering like we got nothing else to do. And jelly shoes. Are jelly shoes like all the way out? I feel like I've seen a couple of jelly shoes, but I don't think they're near as popping as they once were. But I think jelly shoes, I think
they're out
style. I think that
Okay.
could those two right there immediately come
The
to
jellies?
mind.
You
get your jellies
jellies
on,
on.
especially with this
Get your
humidity.
jellies.
Knock yourself out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two.
Zach, what do you think?
Man, I got about 3 right now.
You got about 3. Okay,
I got
so
about
is it 3 or is it about 3?
It's
Is
about
it 4
3.
maybe?
No.
Could it
Is
be
it 2?
No, it's 3.
Is it 3 or is it about 3?
Is it 3 or is it 2 on the possible?
It might be 2 and then a possible.
You got 2 on the pop? All right.
Okay.
Give us the 2 and then
All right.
hit us with the possible.
Okay, so the one.
Is this 2.5 questions? That's a different thing. This
Sorry, Midday.
Don't
We didn't
infringe
mean
on
to
their
take your
property.
segment.
I'll go with the Chia Pet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll go with that.
I mean, a lot of people in quarantine have taken to grabbing plants and taking care of plants. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. The other one is bathing apes.
Okay.
I think bathing apes could make a comeback depending on if they can like get the right colors to clash. Cause I never owned a pair of bathing apes, but my older brother did, and so when I go into his room and I would like look at his pair, I was like, I don't understand why we want to wear this, but it was like a thing because Soulja Boy made it a thing.
Oh, Soulja Boy, another one of those terrible rappers. Yes.
Soulja Boy made it a thing, and so for us, so I think bathing apes will be cool to come back.
Okay.
Okay, that's 2.
And then Willies, like you get wheels on the back of your heels.
Oh, I'm glad those are out, man. Annoying. I used to kids skating around the grocery stores. No. I'm glad that's out. I'm not having any of that.
John hit us up on the Facebook. John thinks bell-bottom pants as a fad might be able to make a comeback. I feel like, especially with fashion, they leave for a little bit and then come back. So, like bell-bottom pants, flare leg pants, I think they're on the comeback here. Like at the beginning stages of that. I could be wrong,
though. The one that popped into my mind was hypercolor shirts. Now I want that. That's what I need. Hypercolors. Because those things were. Did you ever have hypercolor?
No.
Hypercolor was when
I think that was well before my time.
It was. It was probably. I don't know. I remember when I was a kid though. I had hypercolor shirts, and the shirt would be like I don't know, whatever color, pink, whatever, and you would. But when you touched it, it would change color based on your body heat. And so I ruined them because I put them in the dryer. You can't put them in the dryer. You have to, but the heat. So I ruined them. But those things were awesome. I remember that. And the Zubaz as well. That's a whole different thing. That's
the who?
These look up Zub. I always call them I think it's Zubaz how you pronounce it. I don't know. Zubaz. These.
There's a website for them.
Oh yeah. You see those jokers? That's what I want right there.
Oh,
those babies coming back.
Okay.
Give me some of those.
Give me some of those. All right.
Look at those things.
Dare to be different.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see what the leggings section looks like.
Yeah.
Is it going to be easy enough for you?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's get that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. I'm with you, Peter.
See, let's get those things back.
Let's bring the Zubans back.
Just incredibly
just the leggings.
Bizarre leg. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yes. I want all of it.
Yes.
I want every bit of it. Also, Pet Rocks, because Pet Rocks seem like they're just basically the easiest thing in the world, especially right now. And there's like it's a Pet Rock. You're quarantined. It's perfect. Thank you. My little daughter just brought me a little baby hippo. We've missed my little baby hippo.
Oh,
Everybody,
we found the baby hippo.
we found the baby hippo.
Okay.
Now to go with the grown up hippo. So I know all of you folks watching on the stream. Wondering
Oh,
where's
the baby hippo's so small.
The baby hippo's tiny. Look out! Oh no, that kind of thing. So yeah, pet rocks, easy. Something easy in the quarantine.
Yeah, that's the thing with fad. A fad that would need to pop off right now would need to be something that you can easily do during quarantine. The what was the shirt? The hypercolor shirt? Make me think after looking at a picture of them. We got those sequin shirts now where you run your hand up and it's one design, and you run your hand down and it's a completely different design on the shirts. And they put me in the mind frame of that a little bit, where you're touching the shirt to try and make something cool happen. The issue with that is random people might feel comfortable coming up to you and touching you. I have had to stop myself several times from touching an actual person because when I see them on the mannequin, it's like, ooh, let's run my hand up and down to see what the design is. Nobody cares because it's a mannequin, but when it's an actual person, I can't be like, let me put my hand on your chest because I want to see what this design looks like. Can't do that.
No.
Bad idea.
Yeah.
No, we got the sequins. My kids got several sequined different things that have different designs on them, forward and back. You can't get regular sequins now. It's all forward and back.
Okay.
I don't think they make regular sequins anymore.
Go figure.
I think it's all just out there like that.
I'm not out here in these streets rocking with people who are in the sequins a whole lot. Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know.
I really think we're just that's what we're rolling with. To be honest with you, I think that's what we're doing. I think we're just we and there's no point because they're much, as you point out, they're much more fun. I don't know why would you have regular sequins when you could have reversible sequins?
Yeah. Oh, so much fun. Where do you stand on like the Rubik's Cube as I do my hands mimicking that? What do you think? You think that might make it nowadays?
I think it's still. Did it ever not make it? Was it ever?
Has
gone?
it left?
Did it ever go
Is it still
away?
around?
No, it's still around.
Okay, I didn't know it was still
like
around.
there have been contests, like Rubik's Cube speed contests.
Okay.
Where they finish it in like under 5 seconds.
But is it at one point in time the Rubik's Cube was an everyman toy? Is it still an everyman toy? Is it still an everyman thing? Because I feel like it's fallen way out of the consciousness for most people.
I mean, I think it's every bit as much of the consciousness as it ever was, which is to say, not very much of the consciousness of anybody. I mean, it's fine. Like you get a Rubik's Cube and you mess with it, whatever. And there are people who specialize in doing. I see this guy. There's an incredible magician who does amazing Rubik's Cube tricks. I love that stuff. Is Magic? Can we get Magic coming back? I love Magic. Magic's great. Is Magic a fad? Not Magic Johnson.
Oh.
Magic's fine. Magic's doing fine. I don't know if you know that or not. Magic's doing okay. He never left either. Magic's doing all right for himself.
My fault.
No.
You mean actual magician?
I mean actual magicians. I love Magic.
Magic is
I love actual magic. Like real magic. Like Harry Potter stuff, you know?
Wait, whoa.
Like
that's
real,
never
like
existed,
Hogwarts.
Peter.
Hogwarts stuff. Can we get that back?
Peter wants a Patronus charm. Okay.
That's right. I need all that. Can we get that going? Did that ever leave? I don't
No, it didn't leave, believe it or not, because it never existed.
Fair enough. All right, 67129. If you've got thoughts there as we roll into the weekend, I hope good news comes across on the weekend at some point. That would be nice to get. You got UFC 251 this weekend on Fight Island, baby. To be fair, Fight Island is not even an island.
Wait, what? Where is it?
It's not an island. It's on an island, yeah, but it's on a fairly large island, and it's a specific little part of an island. So it's not like the whole island is Fight Island. They carved out this little part in the United Arab Emirates area and carved out a little portion of this one island, and so they've got it all kind of cordoned off, and they've gone through a whole quarantine thing, and it's quite a setup that they've got going over there.
Okay.
But they had their weigh-ins, and everyone's in. Usman and Masvidal should be a lot of fun. If you're looking for a fight situation, look no further.
Then fight part of the island.
It's going to be hot, but there you go. It's in a weird. It's in like it looks like a shed, sort of. I don't know. It's just a weird. It's a really weird deal. It's a really weird deal, but they're doing it. So fair enough. I'll be checking it out. Everybody, have yourself a great weekend. Try to stay cool out there. And we'll talk to you again on Monday. Middays coming up next. We'll see you.